about Mohammad Nawaz. Career power play economy rate just under 7, 6.95. In this series, it's been nearly 9, it's 8.77. A lot of that is down to the approach, obviously, of Salt and Hales in particular, although England have chopped and changed at various times through the series. Already 8 from the over. A few more here as well. That is beautifully placed. Mid-on up. There's a deep, wide mid-wicket, but it's nowhere near him. 12 without loss after 5 balls.
He's such good form last innings. It's the same venue, same ground. He's just carrying on. And the good thing about this is that he knew that there was ample space over mid-on.
Well, what's he going to do next? He's already made his point, hasn't he, Phil Salt? Oh, that's in the air, just dropping short, the leading edge. What a mix that's been, but it's still the first over going for 13 without loss.
बैंक इस्लामी वन टच बैंकिंग से करें ट्रांजैक्शंस अपने थंब इंप्रेशन से, वो भी बिना एटीएम कार्ड और चेकबुक के। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
Was injured. Woakes coming back in for England. There's 4 changes for Pakistan. Strong looking bowling attack again. Nice balance actually for Pakistan with all that pace and with the various spin options as well. And the first man of that pace attack to get a go, Mohammad Hasnain. That's going to be 4. No hanging around for Alex Hales. No sight. Sorry for Phil Salt. No sighters for anyone. Just have a crack at it and hit it for 4.
Deja vu. He's just carrying on. This time leg side, just clips it away in the gap. Doesn't really matter if it goes in the air because he's finding all those gaps left, right, and centre.
The first best delivery was drifting down leg side early on. You got to be warmed up as a bowler. Run in, first ball, back of a length on this kind of pitch, hitting the stumps.
Well, that's better. That's bounced, it's gone through. There's an enthusiastic appeal. No response from the umpire. Not sure there was much from Rizwan either. There's a blank look from Babar. He has no idea what's going on here. We're running out of time if they want to review. 4, 3, 2, 1. No. Great delivery. Good pace, good bounce.
That's the one thing that we didn't see the previous night. The ball passing the bat, actually getting beaten. Hasnain thought he had smashed the cover off it. He was off and ready and he was almost signalling to the umpire, I want that DRS. But yeah, Rizwan saying no, Babar, they're not convinced, but beating the bat, that's a first win.
Well, it was a good response. But yes, if your keeper's not particularly enthusiastic about the appeal, that's normally a big clue. Just the one this time, a little fuller. We, of course, can always try and shed light on these matters. Very swiftly, Ultra Edge proves that there was no contact between bat and ball.
Decided in the end by Babar Azam. When your keeper says he don't know what happened, you should know that there was no nick. But Hasnain was actually very confident that he heard something.
Got a push, but it's good running.
Whenever these referrals or the DRS comes in, you always look back and think about the teams you played in. Who would have been the worst? Who would have been the best? I think you would have a fair idea of the players that you played with, Wasim, by who would have been the absolutely worst one.
I played a long time ago, I don't remember, but I can promise you Moeen Khan would have been said Nick to every ball. He was very enthusiastic about everything, and look at the beautiful delivery. That's the length I talk about early on in T20, even on these sort of pitches.
Let's face it, your keeper is the key man when it comes to referrals, whether it be things like this, possible edge or LBWs. He's the man in the best position to judge these things, so you need your keeper not to get carried away with the emotion of the moment or any patriotic spirit or anything, just to be clearly judging it. 4 balls, almost a Yorker, not quite. Not many options for Alex Hales there. 20 without loss after 2.
Golden Pearl Beauty Cream, हुस्न जाना की तारीफ मुमकिन नहीं.
दिल तो चाह रहा है इसको घुमा घुमा के, लेकिन तू टेंशन न ले, हवा आने दे.
Well, not surprisingly, as this follows the pattern from previous matches, an instant change in the bowling. Mohammad Jr. So spin replaced by pace.
He's got fine leg third man up in the circle, square leg back and mid wicket for Salt.
Well, you can see exactly what Phil Salt made of that field placing. And then a back in the deep on the leg side. Obvious solution, back away, try and get it through the offside. Didn't quite time it. Almost got it through there.
I'm not a big fan of giving the new ball to a spinner, especially the first over. You can give the second over. The reason, because the white ball hardly swings anyway nowadays. So if spinner is bowling the first over, and if he gets hit for a boundary or even go for 6 runs along the ground, the second over will not swing at all.
Alex Hales trying to do exactly the same thing, give himself space to go through or over that offside. This one's gone through nicely as well. There's a bit of extra bounce from Mohammad Wasim.
Still is the right way to go. You take that previous game and you think that batting second is at advantage, the ball sort of skips on. So you want to be aiming at a much higher ceiling. You want to be aiming 200 plus in order to give your bowlers a cushion.
Has gone straight back past him. Mohammad Wasim almost ducking out the way. That actually is a brilliant piece of work on the boundary's edge. Rauf, very, very nimble, very clever. Timed the flick absolutely perfectly.
He's unbelievable, Rauf. He's quick, presence of mind, and he saved the boundary. Definitely. What an effort from this gun fielder.
Yeah, brilliant. Most fast bowlers are so good in the field nowadays. Even previous years they were pretty good.
Beautifully guided with that third man. Well, the third man was placed down there, and it's timed so absolutely very sweetly that it's beaten him very, very easily.
Intelligent shot from Hales. There was a fielder there, third man was up, he was a bit finer, and backward point was there as well, so he played it between these two beautifully. Another boundary.
Just waited for it a tad longer to get it behind that boundary rider.
Flicked away, one bounce forth through mid-wicket. Dominant stuff from Hales, equaling Phil Salt's approach from the other night. These two are already racing away.
Yeah, high-class batting. This time he walks across. He's expecting Naseem to now target the stumps after that previous shot, and once he targets the stumps, he opens up the leg side. This is preempting what the bowler is going to bowl, but also high skill.
Well, the problem for Babar Azam is that the way it's all going, he has to adapt and readapt and adapt again and put the field back where it was to start with. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. If there's a cat and mouse game going on out there, it's the cat that's winning. 35 without loss.
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है. इजी पैसा, इजी है.
Let's one expert, pump it up. Let's one expert, play your drum. Let's one expert, guess it right. We are gonna win tonight. Let's one expert, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's one expert, whoa, whoa, whoa. We are gonna win tonight. It's a kind of magic.
Well, it's it's an electric start from England. 35 from 3 overs. Run rate therefore just shy of 12 runs per over. 3 different bowlers have been used so far. 4th comes in play now in Haris Rauf. Might just be a case, one of those things we're used to people like Haris Rauf soaking up the pressure at the end of the game. Use the same thought process, because this is just like the last 3 or 4 overs of the full 20, isn't it? The ball's going everywhere. You're trying to minimise that. Forget about, well, you want to try and take a wicket, obviously that'd be the most effective way of slowing things down, but as your first ambition, try not to go like the last over for 15.
Back to their main bowler, a wicket taker for Pakistan. Down leg side, straight to the fielder. Fortunately for Haris, he took a rest from a previous game. Otherwise, he had been playing consistently for Pakistan since the Asia Cup. Current run rate, lightning start, 11.37.
Now, the Pakistan Junior League starts in a few days' time, 4 days' time. Some of the players involved from those 6 teams shaking hands with some of the international stars who we are watching right at the moment. No run this time. So a great opportunity for those youngsters, under 19s. First ever under 19 franchise league to experience what it's all about.
Must be a huge experience for these young boys to come to different country, and even Pakistani boys to play a franchise cricket and getting caps from their ideals, from their favorite players.
Well, Haris Rauf did well, even though Hales started going way wide of leg stump and carried on going even wider. Haris Rauf did 2 things. One is follow him. Secondly, took all the pace off the ball as well.
And he's the game breaker for Pakistan when it comes to bowling. And he's come in, well, he's not picked up a wicket, but he's just gone for 1 of his 3 deliveries. And the level of skill that he has with that slow one is unbelievable. And every game he's been given those difficult overs and he delivers more often than not.
Again, just that subtle change of pace, because Hales was ready to go at that. He just had to adjust the timing of his shot, so just the one. First visit of the night to the Tapal Tea Lounge. Little hot chai just to keep things going there. Almost identical shot to the one from the first ball of the over. Nicely timed, but again straight to the deep square leg, the backward deep square leg.
Another variation from Haris Rauf, and what a start from him. Only 3 runs he's conceded in his first 5 deliveries, when the opposition for 35 for none in 3. So that's why this guy is so crucial for Pakistan team playing 11, Haris Rauf, in this format.
Your twin brother. Might need him at the other end. Deep square leg in the action yet again. That's what's called a much quieter over. 39 without loss.
Hello Hair, Egg Protein Shampoo Plus Conditioner. Meet the new you.
Now shop, dine and travel with the convenience and luxury of Bank Islami debit MasterCards. Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
So a change every over. It's Hasnain again, but from the opposite end. Oh, that's pretty straight. That is very straight. Didn't take long for the finger to go up. And I think the discussion between Alex Hales, who's just been given out, and Phil Salt is that it looked pretty plumb to the naked eye. So Hales is on his way. He's not going to review it. England have lost their first wicket.
The pressure built by Haris and the wicket taken by Hasnain. Short of a length in the stumps, but once Hales just falls across, misses it. Maybe indicates that the ball is skidded slightly low, but nonetheless it's very straight from Hasnain, and that's why he's prospered. Alex Hales gone for 18, it's 39 for 1.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए WhatsApp नॉन-स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
नीम और टी ट्री ऑयल का डुअल एक्शन पिंपल्स हटाए और स्किन को एक्सफोलिएट करे, लीविंग द स्किन परफेक्टली स्मूथ। गोल्डन पर्ल एक्टिव नीम फेस वॉश, लव योर स्किन।
Right them over. It's the center.
$39 for 1. Dawid Malan at number 3 again for England. 5 balls left in this 5th over of the innings. We have a slip in place.
Mini comeback by Pakistan, especially after Haris Rauf's over. He created pressure and then Hasnain got them a breakthrough. So slip in place, fine leg up in the circle.
I have to say the idea of putting a slip in is a good one. Malan through this series has been a little bit up and down. That's plumb. Just to reaffirm, that is plumb. The original decision looked a good one. No review required. It's absolutely what Pakistan required at that stage. Just remember that 50,000 rupees goes out of KSC's pockets into a bucket towards the flood relief efforts. So yeah, Malan has played and missed a few times in this series. He likes to guide the ball down towards third man. The slip is a very viable option for Pakistan. That's leg stump though. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. He's got to come a long way back. Well. Phil Salt had come almost all the way down to join Devil Malan, who was unaware that Salt was on his way there. Even then, Phil Salt desperately trying to regain his ground. Couldn't quite make it.
Huge, massive in terms of the game, in terms of the series. Malan sort of looked at Phil Salt very, very late, and Phil Salt was committed to the run. There was no way that he was getting back. In the end, a direct hit, a loopy one as such, but it does it for Pakistan and the man they wanted. He was looking in fine fiddle yet again, out for 20. England now 39 for 2.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए WhatsApp नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
Let's 1x Bus, bump it up. Let's 1x Bus, pay your job. Let's 1x Bus, guess it right. We are gonna win tonight. Let's 1x Bus, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's 1x Bus, whoa, whoa, whoa. We are gonna win tonight.
Just a little bit too far down the leg side, so wide is obviously called. Rizwan diving away to his right, so the game has changed in the space of 3 balls. 2 wickets falling in the space of 3 balls.
That's what happens in this format when you get wickets, and that run out was so important for Pakistan. Let's have a look again. He took a couple of steps and then he said no. By the time Phil Salt was literally next to him, and Hasnain there yorked himself. Thank God it was a direct hit. Well done, Shadab.
Well, here we go again with the boundaries. A little bit too full, a little bit too wide. Malan stretches out for it, just creams it away for 4.
We've seen this so many times. He does time the ball so well outside off stump. You sometimes think that's the vulnerability, but it's also his strength. Because he can just opens the face, gets it in the gap, timing's perfect. I feel England still have to go hard. They still have to get near about 200.
This will help the cause as well. Just again, just a fraction too close to that leg side. Helped on its way. We've had wickets, we've had boundaries. But the wickets and the 4s match each other in this over.
I mean, he started off so well. Wicket, then dot ball, then wicket, then wide ball, and then 2 boundaries. 2 poor deliveries. One outside off stump full, and one down leg side when fine leg was up in the circle. He's putting pressure on himself unnecessarily. He's got to be consistent with his lengths.
And we finish with a dot. 48 for 2.
ये ओकेजन आएगा तो ये सेल लगेगी. कितना हैसल है ना. मैं भी यही कहती हूँ. Shop at Zelberry. सारा साल great quality products at their real prices. Zelberry. Real fashion, real prices.
It's a kind of magic.
इस्लामी खैर करंट अकाउंट, सहूलत और सवाब एक साथ। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
Haris Rauf back into the attack, back into the team. Pakistan look much the stronger for it. It's been an excellent start from England. They put their foot down, but they have lost the 2 wickets in the power play with 1 over to go. Waqar Yunus and Anas Sahel alongside me. I walked out and saw the pitch about an hour and a half before the game started. I thought they looked really tired. Cracks had all opened up and that it sort of become puckered, you know, like the half seam of a ball when it gets wet and it starts to open up. But as we got closer to the start, I don't know whether the dew or whatever has just kind of knitted it together again, but it's played really well.
Yeah, the look of the pitch is definitely belying the behaviour. Mosaic globe. But to be honest, the ball has slid onto the bat quite nicely. It has allowed batsmen to play with freedom. Yes, those slow deliveries where the fast bowler looked to take the pace off did respond. Other than that, not many gremlins in the pitch.
The only issue I see on this sort of pitch is the odd one might hit the crack and will keep low. You've got to really keep a very close eye on as a batsman. This one kept a touch low. Pakistan have pulled it back a little bit. It seemed like that the England openers was taking it away from them. 2 wickets in the previous over from Hasnain, a run out and a beautiful delivery. Nice and straight to Hales. I think that has done really well for Pakistan. Still, I mean, it's a very, very fine start, but those 2 wickets will make a big difference.
Yeah, interesting to see that England, Duckett and Malan here just being a little bit cautious in this final over of the power play. I think that's the right way to go, given that they've lost those 2 wickets in the 5th and squandered the good start by losing another one. I think we've got Haris Rauf here who's fallen foul of one of the many flying bugs and insects zapping around the place here in Lahore, and he may well have ended up with a mouthful of something he wasn't after. Certainly wasn't oxygen anyway.
Yeah, that was an excellent delivery. Nice and straight, hitting the middle stump. And then that run out really pulled Pakistan back. Look at that. I mean, he's almost was at a handshake place, and then he had to return, and not happy so. He was gutted, and rightly so.
He played magnificently, hadn't he, Phil Salt, and was in good form, so he was livid, and it was his call really. Malan didn't really look at his partner, he was ball watching. I think it's excellent that the surface hasn't been substandard. It means we get a contest between 2 sides who've gone hammer and tong at each other over the course of the last 2.5 weeks. These guys are going hammer and tong at the hot chai. Beautiful Tepar moment. So 2 teams who have gone hard at each other. Shooting for the moon here. Who's going to take the series 4-3?
Worked away on the onside. Haris Rauf missed his length, and batsman capitalising with a boundary.
It's very difficult to bowl at someone like Duckett. You get offline a little bit because he plays square of the wicket. He allows the ball to come really close to him. Should have been stopped though. Not happy. He bowled a beautiful over. He created that pressure which Pakistan was looking for. Only 4 runs were given in his first over, and good thing is that he's gaining that pace. He's bowled that last delivery almost 148 kilometers an hour. Pace makes a big difference.
Duckett happy to just take 1. off the final ball of that Rauf over. It's the final ball of the power play. England 57 for 2.
बैंक इस्लामी वन टच बैंकिंग से करें ट्रांजैक्शंस अपने थंब इम्प्रेशन से, वो भी बिना एटीएम कार्ड और चेक बुक के। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
M&U French perfume sprays. No gas. Last 3 times longer. M&U by Golden Pearl.
But a massive wicket of Salt.
The run rate has been good. The only problem, I've lost 2 wickets. And that needless run out. Huge misunderstanding between Salt and Dawid Malan. Costed England big time.
I was talking to Mohammad Rizwan before the game, interview back with Sky, and he was talking about his relationship with Babar and how when running between the wickets they don't even have to call, they just look each other in the eye and they know when to go. round the wicket now. Still 3 men back on the leg side.
The last couple of overs been good for England. Yielded quite a few runs in these 2 overs. Have a look at that 6 again. Right from the middle of the bat. Got the elevation, cleared everything.
Yeah, those long levers, isn't it? And also the follow through, going with the shot. What about this one? What about this one? Beautiful. This was a snorter. It was flat and it just went all the way. Brilliant hit.
Well, the Union Jack has found a customer out there in the stands. This one didn't quite make it to the stands, but Ben Duckett's been working on this. He knows that spin bowlers are going to try and stop him from sweeping. He knows that they're going to have mid-off up because of that fact. So he's worked hard at banging it down the ground. Another grand to flood relief. 2 in the over. Bank our fella. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ben Duckett and Dawid Malan. That's the end of the night. 97 for 2.
M&U French perfume sprays. No gas. Last 3 times longer. M&U by Golden Pearl.
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है। इजी पैसा, इजी है।
Yeah, timely partnership. Lost 2 quick wickets, but these 2 guys came out and batted with authority.
32 from the last 2 overs. Malan and Duckett both just took it easy once the second wicket went down in the power play. Got themselves in. It's in the air. I think it's going to land safe. They've just eased the foot down on the accelerator now.
Yeah, the idea was right to go extra cover, but Iftikhar on that occasion was clever. Pulled it slower and with a bit of loop, and that's why you can see a convincing stroke from Duckett.
Again, you've got that wide angle between extra cover and the man at long off, which encourages the batter to just hit it straight through there for 4. Here's a look at Ben Duckett on the sweep. That was the very productive reverse. You've got every manner of sweep you can imagine. He can play them right-handed, left-handed, fine, square, in front of square, you name it.
How annoying for a bowler. How annoying. 100 on the board. End the 10th over for the loss of 2 wickets.
Yeah, the strike rates against spin in the series, Duckett's right up there. Shan Masood, perhaps surprisingly, is right up there at the top, but he has played extremely well against the slow bowlers. Rizwan, as you'd expect, is right up there as well.
Can be.
Great work. Duckett's got to go. I think he's run out because the ball was grabbed from the stump, from the front of the stumps. Anyway, Pakistan will take it. He scored 30. It's 101 for 3 now.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए WhatsApp नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
बैंक इस्लामी वन टच बैंकिंग से करें ट्रांजैक्शंस अपने थंब इम्प्रेशन से, वो भी बिना एटीएम कार्ड और चेक बुक के। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
Just the 23 years of age, Harry Brook, strike rate already above 150 in his 11 matches so far, this one being the 11th. He has played quite magnificently. I think he was one of the first names down on my team sheet for England's 11 in their opening game against Afghanistan. He will get off the mark first ball. A timely wicket for Pakistan. We reached the halfway point of the first innings of this deciding game. England are 102 for 3, and it's time for everybody to have a drink.
इस्लामी खैर करंट अकाउंट, सहूलत और सवाब एक साथ। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
दिल तो चाह रहा है इसको घुमा घुमा के, लेकिन तू टेंशन न ले, हवा आने दे।
बिंग बंग बिंग 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 बंग।
The action resumes here. We have a look at the wickets. Alex Hales, the first to fall. It was quick. It was within the stumps from Hasnain. And a bizarre run out. Salt almost running way into Malan. Couldn't get back on time. A wonderful throw from Shadab. back-to-back wickets, a score of 39, and then Duckett electric from Rizwan behind the stumps. They had a good partnership going, Duckett and Malan, and England will be happy with this. In spite of losing 3 wickets at the halfway mark, they sit comfortable, more than comfortable, I'd say, at 102 for 3. Down the wicket straight away.
Well, if you just go back to that dismissal of Ben Duckett, very swift reactions from Rizwan. I mean, Duckett didn't quite realise where the ball had gone, that's the thing. Big bottom edge into the ground. Just needed to go a little further away from the keeper. The keeper was brilliant.
Very important breakthrough for Pakistan. He's a dangerous player. He was well set. He was 30 of 19 deliveries, and what an effort from Rizwan. Presence of mind is so important.
Excellent game awareness, excellent presence of mind. I'm sure he had a look at Duckett from the corner of his eye, and Duckett, as you mentioned, David, probably didn't quite know where the ball went, where the under edge was taken.
Let's go.
England will be happy with this. Moeen Ali has spoken about this, Jos Buttler has spoken about this, the intent, the approach, and they've got the quality to back that intent and approach. Summer obviously didn't go according to plan in the white ball game for England, but they'd be happy with this as they build momentum into the World Cup.
As long as there are no more stupid runners, they'll be a little bit happy. I mean, what's gone on really for the last 7 matches is there's been a bit of experimentation. They've found out a lot about their players. There have been ups and downs. There's been brilliance. There have been flaws. There's been all sorts of things.
There is a man there. Will he take this? No, he doesn't. Excellent shot from Brook. Used his feet and managed to get a big 6.
Yeah, Khushdil couldn't quite get round there in time, and the ball just had enough carry on it anyway. This is one of the things that England really have discovered. When I say one of the things, Harry Brook, because that innings, for instance, in Karachi, the 85 from 35 earlier in the tournament, that was match number 3, showed just exactly what he can do, and shots like that are just lovely to see.
I think it's the England mindset of batting. They were 3 wickets down, although they were going 10 and over. And then Brooks comes and look at him, plays this shot. He's backed up his ability to play with the spin inside out. There was a fielder there in the boundary as well, and he cleared it easily.
Yeah, single to finish off. The 11th. England 1-1-3 for 3.
Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
New Set and Touch Shampoo Plus Conditioners. The extraordinary touch, Set and Touch.
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है. इजी पैसा, इजी है.
And of course one hopes that Jos Buttler will actually get a game. They've looked after him fitness wise.
Good trip for Jos Buttler. 7 games, just chilled about. Around,
what are you trying to say, Wes? He's been masterminding things from the boundary edge.
Is he though?
I mean, they've obviously looked after that calf strain of his. And what's interesting also is just the sheer intensity of the schedules, because 7 matches here, matches against official T20I matches against Australia coming up, and the warm-up games to the World Cup. Pakistan against New Zealand, in about 20 minutes' time before the game's over. That's what it feels like. There is a lot going on.
And it's just what it is for players to come back day in and day out and repeat performances at that intensity. It's not easy. Gave himself room early.
I mean, that's what's good about this particular match as well, because with the series standing 3-3, it just adds something extra as an incentive to both teams. And you've got that incentive as a team, so you want to win the series. You've got incentives as individuals, because, and Malan is one of those who would just like a big score from somewhere. 20s and 30s are okay in this short form of the game, but you want those 50s and 60s and more if you can.
Looks a good pitch. When you look at the pitch straight away, it appears that the ball probably will stop or probably will turn, but nothing so far. And obviously there's a dew factor as well, bit of dew already, and it looks slightly, you can see the shine on it as well. So when I talk about dew, what dew does, it binds the pitch and ball comes nicely on the bat on even pace. And this is like I said during the break, Super Swapper came out. A lot of bugs around, and I think he swallowed one.
Early supper.
A good over so far. Just the 4 singles off it. Perfect opportunity also for Pakistan to record a T20 series win. They have won a one-off T20. They call it series, but a series has to be probably a sequence of events, so not really a series, but in the 7 match, everything to play for, and it'll be fantastic if Pakistan can pull it off at home. Big crowd in once again tonight.
Yeah, it'll be a huge confident boost for Pakistan if they win on either side, I suppose. And of course, Pakistan have tried a lot of batters for middle order and tried different combinations. Inside out, drop catch by the skipper at extra cover. He was firmly hit.
Yeah, he generates some pace. Just burst through his hands. Back yourself to take these catches at this level. He didn't really have to move, slightly above his shoulder. It's one of those that didn't stick. The crowd's ecstatic, isn't it?
Tabriz is taking it really seriously.
Book him in for therapy later.
That's gone through. That's gone through everyone. Into the advertising cushions. Not ideal end for Iftikhar's over. 4 byes to end 9 off the over. England 122 for 3.
Now shop, dine and travel with the convenience and luxury of Bank Islami debit MasterCards. Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
Couple of run-outs and just the 1 wicket to Hasnain's name. A bit of headless chicken running there in the middle from England. But they've managed to recover from that. And if they keep going at the rate that they are, they will cross 200. 203 is the projected score at the moment. Naseem Jr. to replace Shadab. It's been interesting because both countries, good spinners on either side, Moeen and Rash on the England side, Nawaz and Shadab. And if you have a look at this graphic here, the England spinners haven't really attacked the stumps as much as the Pakistan spinners. And Pakistan spinners is this image now, where you just see them targeting the stumps. And this is the way to bowl on these wickets here in Pakistan. They have picked up 14 wickets, the Pakistan spinners amongst themselves. England just the 7 from their spinners, having one of the best, Adil Rashid, in there as well.
Yeah, Rashid is very much a key man of the side. He's been more expensive and less productive in the wicket taking in this series, and we've seen for most of his output in the last few years. Part of this reflects the different styles. You've got the finger spinners. The finger spinners are going to aim at the stumps more often anyway. The leg spinner will try the varieties, the leg spin, the googlies, the top spin, the whole thing. So you'll see that slightly greater range. When the game 4 nights ago now, the first game in Lahore, Pakistan spinners were on a roll. They seem to be unplayable on the same pitch as they're using tonight, but the pitch is playing differently on this particular occasion. And England really got stuck against them. So that was the value. I mean, yes, wickets always are important, whether it's pace or spin. If you can pick up wickets any stage of a T20 game, just helps slow things down. We know that. And certainly worked the other night. But then, the England seamers that night were the ones who firstly dominated the game with the short ball. Then you had spin for some reason dominating even in the latter part of the game. So just a weird concoction.
Nicely played. Just for the 1. Plenty of options to watch this live telecast and broadcast. Our official live streaming partner is ARY Zap in Pakistan. You can download the ARY Zap application or visit their website aryzap.com. I'm sure plenty of people will be tuned in from all around to see this decider. Just under 10 the run rate now at the moment from England. Put away, nice style. Once again, excellent from Malan.
Not a great delivery with this kind of field set. He's had the fine leg up in the circle. He's offside kind of packed, and you just ball back of a length, down leg side, asking for trouble. Another boundary for Malan.
Yeah, Malan's got some good rhythm tonight. I think he's looked his happiest out of all these 7 matches tonight.
Has played nicely. Oh, that is a complete mess up by Hasnain. Overran it. Not happy. Mohammad Naseem. 12 of the over. England 134 for 3.
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है। इजी पैसा, इजी है।
.41 from Malan, looking to get a good score here. The partnership now 33 of 20, and the last over from Wasim, going for 2 boundaries to finish off. Has been hit hard. Just for the single. Yeah, not the most pleasant of pictures for Hasnain here. He's just overrun this. Has to be a little bit more aware. It is slightly slippery out there, but you've got to get something behind the ball. That's just not good enough.
It is a horrible feeling, isn't it, for a fielder? I mean, you know exactly what you've done wrong. Fractions of a second ahead of everyone else. And all you can feel is sort of 20,000 eyes boring into the back of your head going, why on earth did you do that? Not to mention your colleague at the other end who's just conceded 4 runs off his bowling analysis.
Once again, a good over here. It just seems to.
In hand, and after this 6 overs to go, here we go. Let's have a look. That's huge. That's big. That's gone for the maximum. What a shot.
Well, just as I say it, Harry Brook decides to change momentum once again, using his long levers. I don't think he quite got it right on the middle, but that's still gone a very long way. Fired in from Iftikhar, another massive hit.
6 meters, that's a huge hit, and he didn't middle it. Imagine if he would have been middled it, this probably would have gone to DHFAS 5.
Well, one of the things we know about Harry Brook from the last year or two is everything we've seen of him is that he's just confident in himself, and he knows when to go hard, he knows what's on, he plays shots all around the wicket.
Up and over. What a fantastic shot that is. It's pure timing and pure class from this youngster. 14 done, 146 for 3.
Look at that. He just
बैंक इस्लामी वन टच बैंकिंग से करें ट्रांजैक्शंस अपने थंब इम्प्रेशन से, वो भी बिना एटीएम कार्ड और चेक बुक के। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
That clean contact.
England's racing away with this. 146 in 14, 6 overs to go. There's plenty of high-rise buildings in that graphic. Malan 42, he's racing away with this. Brook is there, upping the ante. So glorious cover drive up and over the inner ring. Last ball off the previous over. The speedster Hasnain comes back into the attack.
Well, Hasnain, the man with the boot that missed, and fielding an extra cover, saving runs off his bowling. Say thanks. Now, one of the highlights of the evening is this power challenge, the power wash challenge. Extraordinary. It's always the same wash, red, whites and blues all mixed in there. I mean, that's just against all the rules. But the machine is brilliant. And the power in these days of energy shortages, I mean, it's just extremely innovative.
Have you received yours yet?
It's on the ship.
Oh, he went for that. He backs himself to play that shot. He'll feel he missed out on connection. With a fine leg up in the circle, the shot was on. It's another...
So what happens when you play that shot like Brook? So as a bowler or as a captain of the fielding side, you want to take you definitely take the fine leg back. So there's one fielder is wasted there because Brook is not going to play that shot again. That's why this lap shot is very important in this format.
He goes again, doesn't connect. Surely not where he wanted the ball to go.
What ball?
And it's the evolution of modern T20 batters where you almost have to be able to play 360. You have to be able to evolve and innovate according to the situation. Not just like that.
I'll bet you he couldn't do this again if he tried. It's like a snooker cue. He's used the tip. Okay, he wanted 4 or 6. He's got 1.
Yeah, and in process he's ended up hitting himself, and we'll go through the procedure of the necessary concussion test and the protocols, making sure he's all right, the helmet's all right.
He'll be fine. At the chairman's box, paying full attention. We saw that sign earlier. Rami's doing a great job as chairman of PCB. Always welcome, of course, in commentary boxes. Just come and join us at some stage. But this has been a real success. I mean, one thing I'd like to say is it's been a fantastic success to get this tour up and running, bring them to come and play these 7 matches for the various boards, the 2 boards, to build bridges. So that has all gone exceptionally well, which is very, very good news. And of course, just to remind everyone that the England Test team will be here in December for those 3 Test matches as well. You're continuing to build relations between these 2 countries and these 2 cricket boards. And in the meantime, the competition on the field tonight has hotted up rather nicely. England would appear to have the advantage so far. But in this game, you never know.
Short and effective. We haven't seen much of that tonight. Was a little bit input on that.
Short deliveries are very important. You can't be just predictable as a fast bowler. Look at that. He wasn't expecting it, Malan, and dot ball. Especially early on, you take a chance as a bowler like Wood did against Pakistan a couple of games he played. He rattled them with a short delivery, and the Pakistani bowlers got pace. I mean, last delivery was 140 kilometers an hour.
Hasnain's got the pace. Still young into his international career. You see him wanting him to do a little bit more of that. Good glove from Rizwan, stopped a certain boundary. And like you mentioned, was you want to rattle the opposition batters. You mentioned Wood did it to Pakistan twice in a row when he played the 2 games. And with somebody who's got pace, you want him to unleash, almost, especially with the new ball, want him to try stuff.
Nothing is happening. That should be the plan B. At least 1 and over. You have a chance. Okay, you might get hit for 4 or 6, but at least you have a chance to get a wicket as well. That's the gamble you got to take as a bowler.
Effective once again. 15 done. England 149 for 3.
Let's one expert. Pump it up. Let's one expert. Play your drum. Let's one expert. Guess it right. We are gonna win tonight. Let's one expert. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's one expert. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We are gonna win tonight.
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है. इजी पैसा, इजी है.
इस्लामी खैर करंट अकाउंट, सहूलत और सवाब एक साथ. बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू.
Malan, the mainstay for England at the moment, 43 from 29. Some nice cameos from all of England's batters so far. And Pakistan have just kept chipping away. This partnership now 48 from 32 between Brook and Malan. Rauf back into the attack. He has been superb. None for 13 from 2 in the midst of the carnage in the power play.
Rauf normally comes into ball the 18th and the 20th over. I think Babar's looking for a wicket. He need to break this partnership, which is 48 of 33 deliveries. Is so crucial to just get rid of one of these and just bowl a couple of cheap overs. Previous overs was a very good one. Shan only gave away 3 runs. They need 1 or 2 good overs here.
He's clothed it, and clothed it to the extent that it doesn't make it all the way out there to long on. 150 up.
And Haris was introduced in the power play. He came and bowled that 4th over, and it did break up the game. Bowled a terrific over, just gave 4 runs, and in the end it was Hasnain who profited. He got a wicket. There was also a run out in the next over, and almost put a little sort of a span where England was set back. Now again, he's brought back because he's done it so well so often. He's brought back to again be that game breaker.
Slower ball, and that has gone straight up in the air. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Babar had brought Rauf back on early to pick up the wicket. Rauf very nearly provided it for him, but the skipper's grasped an absolute dolly.
How good was the delivery? A very good slow delivery. I think he just took it a little casually. Babar Azam, he thought he's got it, he's in control, but then dropped it. How costly will that be? Wow.
Superb yet again from Rauf. That slow one, on point. He's done everything brilliantly.
Opens the blade. Excellent work. At backward point, saves an almost certain boundary. It's not the first time Babar's been guilty. Dropped down Malan on 29. And this will really hurt him. It'll sting Pakistan because, as Wakar was saying, he brought Rauf back on expressly to take a wicket here, to try and stop England in their tracks before the final charge. And the plan almost worked. Slow ball seems to fox everybody. Wakar, what makes it so good? Arm speed?
Yeah, especially from Hales. Hales got a very, very good slow delivery. This one wasn't a slow one. This was a quicker delivery. Good thinking by Hales because he saw Brooks moving way out of his crease, going backward. Just followed him. Yes, he went for wide, but I think not a bad thinking. But this slow delivery, he bowls that off cutter, but he releases this very, very late. There you go, another beautiful delivery. Nicely rolling his fingers on top of the seam or maybe the middle of the ball. There you go, lovely delivery.
There isn't a single England batter that's picked it. I mean, the point of bowling the slow ball is to try and get the batters to start the downswing early. And you see the modern players, they often are able to check and they pick the ball, but with Rauf, they never seem to pick it. Always the downswing has already begun, and when they realise it's a slow ball, it's too late. Scream of anguish from somewhere on the ground. It might have been Babar. 154 for 3.
Now shop, dine and travel with the convenience and luxury of Bank Islami debit Mastercards. Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
M&U French perfume sprays. No gas. Last 3 times longer. M&U by Golden Pearl.
Here's the series so far. It all comes down to the last game. Match 7 here in Lahore. You get teams swap punches back and forth in those first 4 games before Pakistan then won consecutive matches. England then won the 6th emphatically here on Friday night. And the whole thing has built up to a crescendo here on a Sunday evening in sultry Lahore. England losing the toss this time. I think Moeen had won 5 out of 6 prior to Game 7. Babar won this evening, had no hesitation in saying that they would have a chase, and they're going to have one on their hands. 154 for 3. 4 overs yet to go and 2 set batters in. Ahmed Wazim.
Yeah.
Yep. They've definitely been brushing up, these three. His life is way too short. Sensitive teeth. What do you made of Wazim Jr., Baz? Does he impress you?
He keeps coming back. He's got a great temperament in the way that he does get hit, but he keeps coming back. He knows his strength is that Yorker and the slow one, and I think he's one of the guys Pakistan look to close out innings. Haris Rauf, yes, that box is ticked.
Up and over. He's just got enough of that, Dawid Malan. And he rather scythed it over the top of extra cover. It was a good effort in the end because the ball was quite full and he had to get underneath it. Another boundary for the England left-hander.
Don't go there, Naseem, because that's his zone. That's the area he really likes. He likes to play cover drive. He likes to go over the top, and when you give him the ball in that region, you're asking for trouble. That's beautifully hit. He should have just learned it from Haris.
50 up for Dawid Malan. It's been a relatively lean series for him, given his high standards. But that is a welcome one in a big game here. 13th in T20 internationals to go with a century. And he has been England's Mr. Consistent. And the strike rate isn't bad either.
Muted sort of celebration. He knows that now is the time to really keep going and up the ante. Last couple of overs, Pakistan have kept England quiet. And there's been a lot of that. Plays and misses. That sort of slow one into the pitch.
Yeah, it's the first time, I think, in the series when Harry Brook has been there for any length of time that he's showed any sort of frustration or a struggle to find the middle of the bat. Now, there is a man who hasn't struggled to find the middle of the bat. Mohammad Rizwan, 315. Babar Azam, 281. So much will rest upon their shoulders in the run chase. He finds a gap there. It's hit ferociously hard with minimum effort. Excellent fielding from Khushdil. Pakistan, despite those two catches, have generally been good in the field. There was that little error down at third man. Hasnain letting one go. Tickets have been hard to come by. They have been much sought after, let me tell you. Those that are in are having a whale of a time. Oh, he's picked it up. That's gone a long way, many a mile back. It's a poor delivery from Wazim, and that's a great finish to the over for England. 14 from it, 168 for 3.
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है। इजी पैसा, इजी है।
इस्लामी खैर करंट अकाउंट, सहूलत और सवाब एक साथ। बैंक इस्लामी, serving you the right way.
Effort so far.
Anything under 200, Pakistan will be really satisfied in coming back into this game. Hasnain now interested with the 18th over. These are big overs now in terms of where England finish up and in terms of how Pakistan then chase down, because we've seen, especially here in Lahore, that it's become quite easy batting second when there's a bit of due formation.
Oh, that's struck him a nasty blow. Yeah, Malan's going to go down here. Might have hit him at first in the chest and then maybe up in the grill. It certainly seems to have winded Dawid Malan, hence the humping of the legs.
Ali was expecting a little bit of pace on that delivery. He played that shot way too early, got a bit of glove and then into the ribs. Yeah, the eyes were off the ball. It's very hard to judge when you sort of bowl that mid-pitch and look to just roll your fingers on the ball. That must have hurt.
Is that slower again? That cutter again?
Well, when the cutters are working, why do you need to bowl quickly? Save energy and bowl like that. That's a little quick. Let him keep guessing. Apart from one over, I thought Hasnain bowled beautifully. He picked up a big wicket early on and then just come back and doing the job for the team.
Athletics track on the top left-hand side of the screen there. This is the National Hockey pitch, bottom left. Sporting flavour here in Lahore. Yeah, one of the advantages perhaps of bowling second, obviously the obvious disadvantage of Dew, is that you get to watch the opposition bowlers and see what works and what doesn't. Happy smiling faces everywhere. It's a sight and a scene that at times you might have thought we wouldn't see in Pakistan. Pace on wide.
Over the years, Hasnain have definitely improved a lot. He's played all around the world. He went and played in Australia, in the Caribbean, and learning the art quickly. Good pace, is tall.
Cutter, but it's misdirected. And Malan doesn't miss.
Yeah, a slight bit of length also provided. It's not completely back of the length. It's slightly fuller and slightly down the leg side. He picks that up nicely. And its slow one is just helped on its way. The one that's mid-pitch, the short slow one, or even the quick short one, has been the problem, the issue here in Lahore.
Well, so far this pitch has played quite nicely. If you got a good slower one and you bowl, as Basil was saying, that mid-pitch, you always cause problem.
Short and hooked away. Oh, that's gone for six. What a strike. Dawid Malan was waiting for that. Hasnain can only shake his head.
Pace on again. He got hit earlier with a very similar delivery in the ribs, and this time he kept his eyes really on the ball and made sure that he just go over the top. He didn't mean to hit it down. Went long way.
This is really deep in the crease. He's very good at that pull shot. He likes the ball back of a length. That was pace on, but he set himself up with being extremely deep in the crease.
Pakistan will now have to chase the highest score to win a T20 international here at Qaddafi Stadium. Previous best was 176, Pakistan against Zimbabwe, all the way back in 2015. "13 deliveries left. And England push on beyond 200.
Haven't seen any Yorkers from the Pakistani fast bowlers. They have bowled slow deliveries, yes, they were good, but no real Yorker we have seen.
short again. This time Malan had to check his stroke. It was a slower delivery. He will keep the strike. It's another good over for England. 14 from it, 182 for 3.
Golden Pearl Beauty Cream. हुस्न जाना की तारीफ मुमकिन नहीं.
दिल तो चाह रहा है इसको घुमा घुमा के लेकिन तू टेंशन न ले, हवा आने दे.
Bing bang bing, bing bing bang.
Square leg, that sort of region is so good. A very good square of the wicket. The offside and all of that square. Big 6 over mid-wicket. Yeah, just missing 1 6 over square leg just now. Previous over.
Right, 2 overs to go. Haris Rauf has 1 of them, and as is customary, he'll bowl the 19th. You can forget the 19th over in game 4 back in Karachi. Seems like a while ago. 4 men back on the leg side. Oh, it's come out of the middle of the bat, but it's gone vertical. Mohammad Wasim puts it down. Puts it down. Once again, the hands of Pakistani fielders letting them down. It went up many a mile, but he had plenty of time to get underneath it. Oh dear.
How much more time you need to get under the ball? This one almost went onto the moon. Another beautiful delivery. It happened twice to Haris Rauf. You should have taken like 3 or 4 wickets by now. It was in the air for a long time. Oopsie.
Not out, I don't think. Haris Rauf is a serious bowler at the death. The Yorker goes in. Wacker wanted a Yorker. There it is, and they're going to have a look upstairs.
Third umpire to director. We have a play review for LBW. Original decision is not out. I have checked front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can I have a front foot? Can I have a front on spin vision, please? Ball is close to the bat. Let's confirm with outrage. Keep rolling. I can see a gap between bat and ball. Roll through the pad. Satisfied? No bat involved. You can move on to ball tracking when it's ready.
It's not ready as yet. Some are yellow, long yellow mix. Another look at this.
Waiting for the ball tracking, gents.
Even the players over. Ball tracking is ready off 1. Ball off 1 and mix.
Original decision not out. Pitching outside leg. Go back to the on-field umpire. Asif. You can stay with your original decision. Not out on screen now.
Hassan Raza on field. Those of you that know will know that the ball pitching outside the leg stump cannot be given out LBW. And for those of you who didn't, you do now. Haris Rauf probably went upstairs just out of anger at the fact that another catch had been dropped off his bowling. Now, what does he go this time? The field is back on the leg side. They're looking for that Harry Brook scoop shot. Will he go slower ball? Will he go Yorker? Yorker. Excellent. So good.
Well, this is gold at this time of the game. This was a straightforward catch. Babar Azam was right on the circle. Again, Babar Azam there. A couple of catch went down, which is probably easiest of the catches. Yeah, a lot of frustration for this man. He bowled beautifully. It's just that unlucky that the fielders didn't really help him.
Well, been a good over so far, just 4 from it. Slow ball again, and again the bat swing is way too early.
And whenever it's come back into the attacks, almost as when England are going really well, and look at his figures. We've almost gone, well, less than a run a ball now. That slow one is worked a treat. And how Pakistan missed him the day before. Even in 186 for 3, he's going under 6 runs per over.
Slow ball, Malan gets a piece of it, but not where he wanted. To one of the 4 men on that leg side boundary. It's superlative stuff from Haris Rauf. And this could be the difference between Pakistan chasing 205, 210, or just 200. And we've seen them chase that down once before in this series.
In the power play, I think he knocked back 7 or 8 runs, even 10 runs because of that over that he produced in the 4th over of the innings. Now he's knocked back maybe 5 runs again.
Brook looks to give himself room on the leg side. It drops safely. There's another fumble out there in the outfield, but England settle for 2. That has been a very fine spell from Haris Rauf. His 4 overs only costing 24. That 19th only going for 7. It's 189 for 3.
Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
It's a kind of magic.
Not Mohammad has not had the best night of it so far. Drop catch and has gone for 41 from 3. He's got to bowl the last over here. The first one goes out of the park. The first one has gone. And he is really under the pump now.
How good was that sound? He knew exactly what Mohammad Waseem is going to do. That slow delivery, bit too full on the legs. It's not Haris Rauf. It's Mohammad Waseem. And that one went far away.
Another $1,000 from Bank Alfala donates for the flood relief. Second delivery now. Goes back, slices it away through the gap. That's gone for 4.
No, you're just under so much pressure, aren't you? First ball of the over disappears out of the park for 6. You're striving for a dot ball, looking for that Yorker. You can't fault the thinking, although with 2 men up inside the circle at third man, you perhaps wanted it to be more at the stumps than wide of them.
I think Mohammad Waseem was under pressure before he started this over because he dropped the catch and he's just asked to bowl the last over straight away. And he's hasn't got that much experience of bowling on this sort of pitch and this sort of batsman.
Third man again, they will run. Harry Brook will get on strike. And all that hard work, all that good work by Haris Rauf has almost been undone in the first 3 deliveries. 3 balls left. England have 200. Well, you certainly will once this one's done. Pakistan will go off to New Zealand before the World Cup. England will be heading to Perth, and then we'll all be back here again in December for the 3-match Test series. Slower ball. Brook goes down the ground. He goes downtown, and that is out of here as well. 100 partnership comes up. of just 62 deliveries. And Mohammad Wazim must want the ground to open up and swallow him right now.
Big game, a big player playing a big inning. 17 already been scored of 4 deliveries, still 2 balls to go. Yep, that's the right impression.
Looks for the sweep, but I think it's only a leg by. Or did Harry Brook manage to get a piece of bat on it? He did. So 1 ball left then. Pakistan will need to go at above 10 runs per over. Harry Brook with the beautiful backswing, launching that one into the night. Moeen enjoyed it. Gets the Yorker in. Malan will look for 2. They come back for a couple. And Pakistan will need 210 runs to win the match and the series. That has been quite brilliant batting from England once again. All those middle order players with the strike rates above 140, some above 150, have accelerated England away to that total of 209 for 3. Had it not been for Haris Rauf, they may well have ended up with 220, who knows, 230. Such was his excellence with the ball. Malan finishes with 78 from 47, Brook 46 from 29, their partnership 108 for the 4th wicket. England had plenty of batting resources left. I don't think you could accuse them of not having gone hard enough throughout the course of that innings. And we are now set up for a pulsating second half in this 7th T20 International.
Well, when you don't take your chances, when you don't grab your catches, this can happen. Wonderful inning by Malan, 78 of 47 delivery. Brook was not the normal Brook we have seen in this series. Still scored 46 of 29, 209 for 3. Could have been easily, as Butch said, to 30, maybe more. A little partnership up at the top with Hales and Salt, and then Duckett and Brooks and Malan, they all chipped in and put up a very, very fine total.
And Pakistan suffered, but you look at Haris Rauf. Start of the show, 4 overs, none for 24, had a couple of catches dropped. Shadab, Iftikhar all travelled. But we'll just go to Zainab, who has a special guest.
Thanks, Baz. Joss Butler is next to me. Joss, you've been watching everything from the sidelines. What do you evaluate the performance of the England side overall in the series? How do you look at it?
Yeah, I've been really pleased. I think we've played some really good cricket. Some young guys such as Harry Brook just looked at home in the international environments, played some eye-catching innings. And I think we've been quite consistent throughout the whole 7 games, which has been really pleasing.
In terms of depth in your squad, it's almost like an embarrassment of riches because you've got so many options. Phil Salt played really well in the previous game as well. So looking ahead into that World Cup, how will you sort of accommodate everyone?
Yeah, I think it's a really good problem to have as a coach and a captain. Those selection headaches, that's usually the sign of good teams when you've got a really strong squad and it's tough to pick that final 11. So certainly lots of guys who've been putting their hand up, as you say, throughout this tour. We've got a few guys who'll join us in Australia coming back from injuries or having been rested. Things are looking good and we're excited for what's going to be a big month ahead.
You're obviously playing Australia next as well, so that'll give you an opportunity to further sort of know exactly the 11 that you're coming up with in the World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously conditions will be different to what we're facing here in Australia, so we'll have to be smart about that and adapt and select sides based on what we need in Australia.
What about your own fitness? When are we seeing you in action once again?
Yeah, in Australia, I think it's been frustrating not to be able to get on the park here, but we've been taking things quite cautiously. I feel like I'm back to sort of full fitness. Just need to get out there and get through a game.
Well, everybody's been stepping up at the right time. Saw Dawid Malan today. Harry Brook's been amazing. Phil Salt, what do you make of the target?
I think it's a really good score. It's obviously great to have those runs on the board. I think the dew will play a bit of a part. If it gets very wet, that can be tricky to grip the ball and there'll be a challenge for the seamers and the spinners, but I think we've had some great games throughout the whole series, and I'm sure this will be a tight one as well.
Well, thank you so much for your thoughts, and all the best for this one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Pakistan require 210 to win the game and the series, and we'll have that chase on the other side.
भी पाया आपा मेड़ता तो खट्टे आए नी किसे तोड़ा मंगया न ठगे आए जी किसे तोड़ा रोके सोना मैनू लोकी आखदे ने जड़े ओते रोकना ने नस पे नी इधर गेम हैगी शुक आपा गेम दे करामी तुसा गेम दे न्याणे छोटे लोग स्टेज ते चढ़ा के हुण अग भी बालती हुण चिंगारी चाड़ती छोटे लोग असा स्टेज ते चढ़ा के हुण अग भी तारती हुण चिंगारी चाड़ती छोटे लोग
Now shop, dine and travel with the convenience and luxury of Bank Islami debit MasterCards. Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है, इजी पैसा, इजी है।
ये ओकेजन आएगा तो ये सेल लगेगी, कितना हैसल है ना। मैं भी यही कहती हूँ। Shop at Zelberry. सारा साल great quality products at their real prices. Zelberry. Real fashion, real prices.
बैंक इस्लामी वन टच बैंकिंग से करें ट्रांजैक्शंस अपने थंब इम्प्रेशन से, वो भी बिना एटीएम कार्ड और चेक बुक के। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
M&U French perfume sprays. No gas. Last 3 times longer. M&U by Golden Pearl.
इस्लामी खैर करंट अकाउंट, सहूलत और सवाब एक साथ। Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
K&N's free home delivery. Order के लिए कॉल करें 0800 11156. Club members घर बैठे पूरे पॉइंट्स हासिल करें. Safe and healthy chicken delivered.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
बैंक इस्लामी वन टच बैंकिंग से करें ट्रांजैक्शंस अपने थंब इम्प्रेशन से, वो भी बिना एटीएम कार्ड और चेक बुक के। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
Watch La Liga live on A Sports, Pakistan's first HD sports channel. For free HD live streaming, download ARY's app or visit www.aryzap.com on your PC and laptop.
So we are at the halfway stage of this final match in the Bank Al Falah presents Dafa News T20I series between England and Pakistan. Third game in a row at the Qaddafi Stadium in Lahore. And tonight England were asked to set a target, and they've taken to the task with some alacrity. 209 for 3 they finished on at the end of their 20 overs. Another rapid start from Sultan Hales. Dawid Malan's best score of the series by some distance. And consistent performances again from Duckett and Brook. both of whom have shown this good form at earlier stages of this series. But they started at a good pace, they kept the pace up, and they finished it off in style at England. This partnership between Malan and Brook, 108 from just 64 balls. First half century of this series for Malan. Brook has shown previously, for instance in Karachi in game 3, just how good he is at scoring all around the wicket. But both of them found the boundary with sometimes ridiculous ease. Just see how far that one goes as one really good example. Pure timing, timing with power. And so the two of them saw it through to the end of the 20 overs. And that 210 that Pakistan need now to win the game and win the series will take some getting. Goes without saying, Pakistan will need an equally brisk start, if they possibly can, from Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan. But the stage is certainly set for a grand finish here. It's been a successful series all round. The fact that the teams were tied 3-3 in the series after 6 matches, setting up this final game as a decider, was maybe not intended, but it certainly worked out beautifully. You'll never catch the spider, Sam. You're not that tall, son. You're not that tall. But England have certainly, as I say, set a testing target here. They will be very pleased indeed with that first part of the game. They just need to finish it off now. Finish off this successful series, this successful cricketing and political visit to Pakistan with a win. Now, in terms of successful run chases for Pakistan, we saw one of them earlier in the series, that 200 unbeaten partnership between the same two batsmen who will open tonight, Babar Azam and Rizwan. That was in Karachi, of course. They have chased 2 higher targets previously, 204, 208. One again in Karachi, one in South Africa. But this would be the best of the lot. This is the tallest order of the lot. And with Amir and Iftikhar alongside me. How optimistic are we feeling, Iftikhar?
Look, I need to see the first 6 overs closely, because you can't afford to lose too many wickets, and they also got to score at a good rate. I think once you're chasing somewhere over 200, you always look at the first 6 over, the power play. And of course, same goes for England also. They know that they're going to come hard early on, and there is a chance that they'll pick up wickets. But I am quietly confident these two are in good form, and if they give a good start, we have a chance. Maybe a little one, but we have.
Well, the key word, as ever, is the F, a little small big word that's so vital in these things. But we see some extraordinary things in T20Is, and we've certainly seen some extraordinary performances from these two over the last couple of years. They're incredibly highly ranked in this form of the game. Well, Iftikhar is quietly confident with a big if. Amir?
For me, these two openers, they have to forge a formidable partnership, because what we have seen in this series, Pakistani middle order has subsided limply on a number of occasions. So if there is a good opening partnership like Iftikhar suggested, they have to score runs at a brisk pace. That will give Pakistani team a chance to this one. But they really have to play out of their skins to be able to achieve that.
Well, as long as you don't mind me saying that I think England are just favourites. Or maybe strongly favourites.
A bit more than favourites, I think.
Anyway, it's Mohammad Rizwan to face the first ball, standing good foot or so or more outside his crease. Chris Woakes to deliver it. And a bit of a damp squib as movement behind the arm caught the eye of Rizwan. Unless he's seen dear old Spider. I mean, that Spider that Sam Curran was trying to chase off the field a couple of minutes ago. I don't know if the Spider was catching his eye line. One ball, one dot.
One thing in favour of the Pakistani team is still a very good pitch. The ball is sliding onto the bat. And you value for your strokes as well, because the outfield is lightning quick.
And the running is quick as well between these two. We've seen that all the way through the series. Very good understanding, which comes from being a partnership that's well established. They know each other fabulously well, and that dab and run is always good for one. Well, it's not a bad likeness.
This man is going to be very, very crucial in this chase.
Quite a big night for Chris Woakes as well. If you put it in perspective, what he's basically not done this year, he's hardly played any cricket. Had injury problems early in the year, basically summer off back in the UK. He's in this squad here and for the World Cup for England. A couple of run-outs, appearances in this series. But for him personally, a strong finish would be a very, very good thing.
Slip has been removed.
Down we go. First boundary of this innings. And it's typical, absolutely typical of Babar.
Always enjoyable when you see a batsman on driving the ball into the gap effortlessly. Babar Azam off the mark in style, just clipping the ball on the off stump. Delightful.
Well, Woakes were looking for a bit of swing there. The first ball swung. This one did not do anything, and it was easy picking for Babar. Babar is so strong on the onside as well as on the offside. Keeps it very simple. Got a really good base. Drives the ball really well.
He's had a very, very good series, has Babar Azam. A couple of times where Mark Wood works him out pretty quickly with some very fast bowling and a couple of short balls. One ended up third man, one up deep square leg. Apart from that, he's been in the runs. It's not going to work for Babar Azam tonight. Chris Woakes has floated that up just outside off stump, and instead of going either beautifully along the ground or nicely over the top, Babar Azam has hit it straight to extra cover.
Yeah, by floating that delivery, he gained. Chris Woakes. Babar Azam not quite getting to the pitch of the ball. In the end, wasn't able to control the ball. Went straight to the fieldsman. And wicket number one in the first over for England. Babar Azam walking back after scoring 4. It's 5 for 1 Pakistan.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए WhatsApp non-stop chatting, calling और voice notes. अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात.
Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
Now shop, dine and travel with the convenience and luxury of Bank Islami debit Mastercards. Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
दिल तो चाह रहा है इसको घुमा घुमा के लेकिन तू टेंशन न ले हवा आने दे
M&U French perfume sprays. No gas. Last 3 times longer. M&U by Golden Pearl.
ये ओकेजन आएगा तो ये सेल लगेगी. कितना हैसल है ना. मैं भी यही कहती हूँ. Shop at Zelbury. सारा साल great quality products at their real prices. Zelbury. Real fashion, real prices.
After the first over, good strike for Chris Woakes. Shan Masood started the series at number 4. Quite rightly, I think, has worked his way up to number 3. Second over bowled then by Reece Topley.
Yeah, very smartly bowled by Woakes. That last delivery where he got a wicket of Babar, a massive wicket. He just brought down about 20 Ks. He was bowling around 137 Ks and that delivery was only 116 kilometers. That is the reson why the ball went in the air and the fielder was placed for that reason.
Yeah, another 50,000 rupees in the kitty, thanks to KFC. Oh, a bowled. Oh, yes. That's the start that Reece Topley wanted. Little bit of in-swing, nice full length. Beats the bat. And Pakistan's 2 ultimate stars already out at the start of the second over.
Wobbly Pakistani reply. Because the ball is wobbling in the air. Have a look. The ball dipping at the last moment. And Rizwan was into the stroke. Left him. And he's been cleaned up. 2 wickets in the span of 3 deliveries had England in front in this game, way in front. Walking back up, scoring 1. Pakistan in strife, 5 for 2.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए WhatsApp नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स. अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात.
ये ओकेजन आएगा तो ये सेल लगेगी. कितना हैसल है ना. मैं भी यही कहती हूँ. Shop at Zelbury. सारा साल great quality products at their real prices. Zelbury. Real fashion, real prices.
अपनों की रहलीज पे रहे एक कॉल पे मौजूद ताकि मुस्कुराते रहे पाकिस्तानी, खुशहाल रहे पाकिस्तान. दिल तो चाह रहा है इसको घुमा घुमा के लेकिन तू टेंशन न ले हवा आने दे.
इस्लामी खैर करंट अकाउंट, सहूलत और सवाब एक साथ. बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे.
He's Topley again dead on in terms of line and length, but that previous delivery was an absolute beauty at Rizwan.
I think Mohammad Rizwan was expecting the ball to just come in, and that one pitched right on the seam and just didn't swing after that, and missed the length, missed the line completely. What a delivery. More or less unplayable delivery.
Don't you, as a fast bowler, like to see those balls dipping at the last moment?
Iftikhar off the mark, nicely to extra cover, just pushed through the gap.
Well, middle order has been exposed very early in the game. Pakistan had issues, trouble, the middle order not scoring run. This is their opportunity. This was a beautiful delivery, nice floaty delivery, swung a bit and just hit it straight to the man, and this was a beauty. That's too good.
Too hot to handle at the moment. These 2 English fast bowlers.
Well, I have to say, it reminded me of Shah Afridi. The man, of course, who's missing in the series, injury problems for him. Who, of course, is, well, excellent, brilliant at this sort of stuff. And that's, shall we say, a high compliment that I can pay to Reece Topley, because if you're in that league, you're amongst the best in the world. So I'll go for 4. So a good finish to the over, a much needed boundary, but still Pakistan way behind, 11 for 2.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के
Yes, tough task. It was always a tough task for Pakistan when you lost your 2 biggest stars in the space of the first 2 overs of the innings. It becomes yet a tougher task. Great opportunity, of course, for the likes of Shan, Masood, Iftikhar, Ahmed. Now, just to highlight the change in pace from Chris Woakes at the end of that first over. The paces are all there just to start with, 135, 135, 136. And he takes all the pace off, hides it nicely, because Babar is actually normally very good at spotting these changes of pace. But it made all the difference. Instead, as I say, the ball going either along the ground or even intentionally over the top, straight into the hands of Harry Brook. Just going down leg.
Well, Woakes maybe not played any cricket in season or 2, but we all know that what he's capable of. Very smart, lands a seam on a perfect spot. This is Mohammad Rizwan, is losing his off stump. Yep, that was not the right shot you played.
It's the conundrum, isn't it? You see these guys playing these shots time and time again. Each and every time it comes sweetly out the middle of the bat. We marvel at it, quite rightly. It's nothing he hasn't tried before, but yeah, I'd just give credit to Topley as the bowler. Masood has played it very nicely. Shan Masood has timed that to death.
In the previous happening, Shan Masood was moving a bit too much in the crease. He was worried about covering his off stump. This time around, stayed still. Got himself a bit of room outside the off stump to place the ball into the gap and use the pace.
Much slower ball again from Woakes.
And the problem Pakistan facing right now is every dot delivery, this required run rate goes up very quickly. 11.18 now. So you cannot afford to display those cheap overs. Even if you have lost wicket, you got to really keep going and keep striking the ball. End of the third over, 18 for 2.
M&U French perfume sprays. No gas. Last 3 times longer. M&U by Golden Pearl.
It's a kind of magic.
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है. इजी पैसा, इजी है.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
Going to take some action. Another excellent delivery. Just seeming away a bit. Well, England bowlers, they don't have the pace which Pakistani fast bowlers have, but they've got the plans and they've got the lengths spot on.
Yeah, that's what the Pakistani bowlers have to learn. Pace can be friends with the batsman as well. So you've got to pitch the ball in the right areas and make that pace count. It was in the air or into the gap for a single.
Yeah, once again we break into our understanding of this lovely game of cricket, just to bring you breaking news. Teams will be on their way very, very soon. England to Australia, Pakistan to New Zealand. Our friends with the washing machine there doing a bit of late laundry before they head for the airport. That was the Dorlance Power Wash Challenge yet again. Just one so far in this over, 3 of them. Vikar's point is a good one. There might be outright pace from someone like David Willey, but the little variations, as we saw from Chris Woakes in that first, the little variations, maybe each and every ball, just can make a difference.
We're talking about the Pakistani fast bowler. Rauf was very good once again tonight. Used those variations cleverly. Was the most economical bowler so far in this game.
Yeah, just look back at those Pakistan bowling figures. 24 from his 4 overs, 6 and over. Others, we won't mention names, going at 12, 15, 8.5, 8. Well, that has gone straight up in the air. It might have gone quite some way. Someone's going to go for it. Phil Salt was thinking of coming for it. Made most of his ground towards it. David Willey decided it was going to be his. And not for the first time tonight we've seen the ball end up on the ground.
David, I think there's something in the sky tonight, because every time ball went in the air, nobody able to sort of catch that. He was going for a big one, looking to go over mid-on, mid-wicket. Just ball just moving away from Willey. Should have been the wicket keeper coming in, because the ball was in the air for a long, long time.
Has become contagious. 4 done. 22 for 2 Pakistan.
दिल तो चाह रहा है इसको घुमा घुमा के लेकिन तू टेंशन न ले, हवा आने दे।
Bing bang bing, bing bing bang.
Let's one expert, bump it up. Let's one expert, play your drum. Let's one expert, guess it right. We are gonna win tonight. Let's one expert, whoa whoa whoa. Let's one expert, whoa whoa whoa. We are gonna win tonight.
New Set and Touch Shampoo Plus Conditioners. The extraordinary touch, Set and Touch.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
And the night sky, of course, you've got the lights which illuminate obviously a certain amount of that sky, but that would have gone above the lights, so into the darkness, and then gravity does its thing.
Why do you take a risk while the wicketkeeper is standing right next to you? Let those gloves do the job rather than you taking the risk.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, another one goes down. just had to hurry through at the end there. Throw coming in, just forcing Iftikhar to speed up towards the end of that, what should have been easy single.
Moeen will be happy to concede those singles. He's denying the Pakistani batsman chances of scoring boundaries.
Just keep a close eye on the wicket keeper. It was in the air for a long. This come over the tower actually. Watch that. Watch the wicket keeper standing right next to him. He's saying, "Let me catch it." Willey, I think, shouted that, "Oh, no problem." Overconfident sometimes, and the man with such a big gloves, he wouldn't have dropped that.
Yeah, I suppose it would have meant that Salt would have covered, say, 20 yards from his position, starting position, to get up to where the ball eventually dropped. Now, other things to tell you about. The Pakistan Junior League starts in 4 days' time, October the 6th. Groundbreaking stuff here in Pakistan, the first ever under-19 franchise league. Youngsters from all around the world, players from England joining in with the local teams. Goal! Just going to say, had to hurry, did hurry. The throw missed. Curran not far away with that.
Only 3 boundaries been hit in this first 4.3 overs, and there are a couple of run-out opportunities also came in England's where this would have been gone. He was nowhere in the picture, and the ball crossed those stumps. And I don't think that ball was too far away from the stumps.
Swung away, not middle, but it's in the end just enough to beat the dive from Ben Duckett.
Same bowler, same line, same length, same batsman, same result.
Yeah, more out of the bat this time than off the glove, of course. But for Reece Topley, he would have seen, or he did see, that Iftikhar had taken that little shimmy to the onside, tried to follow him, didn't quite get it right. That's a good shot, that's a super shot. This time the shimmy gets him into position to find that gap on the offside. Beautifully played.
It took the pace off on that occasion. Topley spotted it, waited on the ball, allowed the ball to come close, hit the ball on the up, made sure it went all along the ground, faced it beautifully too.
So 11 from the over, 5 gone, 33 for 2.
Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
ये ओकेजन आएगा तो ये सेल लगेगी. कितना हैसल है ना. मैं भी यही कहती हूँ. शॉप एट ज़ेलबरी. सारा साल ग्रेट क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट्स एट देयर रियल प्राइसेस. ज़ेलबरी, रियल फैशन, रियल प्राइसेस.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स. अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात.
Big appeal, big shout has been given.
Again, the short speed delivery did the trick here. And Pakistan is in deep trouble. It wasn't very pacey, but obviously Iftikhar nicked it on the way towards keeper. He was trying to play over point fielder and nicked it to the keeper.
Yeah, Willey picks up a wicket. Should have had a caught and bowled in his previous over. Something of a cutter, banged into the pitch. No real pace at all for Iftikhar to work with. And all he does is feather it through to Phil Salt. England are all over Pakistan here like a cheap suit. Iftikhar goes for 19. It's 33 for 3.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
Let's one expert, bump it up. Let's one expert, pay your job. Let's one expert, guess it right. We are gonna win tonight. Let's one expert, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's one expert, whoa, whoa, whoa. We are gonna win tonight. It's a kind of magic. It's a kind of magic.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप।
Khushdil Shah makes his way out back in the team tonight, and things going from bad to worse for Pakistan. No pace on it, not in control at all, Iftikhar, and all he does is manage to get a fine tickle into the keeper.
Yeah, really difficult to get any sort of power or control into that stroke, particularly when you've got both feet off the ground. And the task gets ever more difficult.
Showing their weaknesses against short ball for sure, and I think the world have seen it, and that's what they probably will do against Pakistan team in Australia. With 3 wickets down, 34, big test for Khushdil. He can show or prove that he's good enough to be in the World Cups in the playing 11 for Pakistan. Yeah, faint edge, gloved probably first, then the bat.
More money for the flood donation from KFC. 50,000 rupees for every wicket. Singles is not going to cut this out. Run rate has creeped over 12. Pakistan just going over 6. And it's a stage of the game where, saw it in the Asia Cup as well, where Pakistan lose a couple of wickets and they go back into the default mode of trying to take things deep. Not quite sure that is the ploy, or that is the ploy that's going to work in T20 cricket.
You can take the game deep if you're chasing 160 at times, especially if you lose 3 wickets. But if you're chasing 210, then there's no point going deep. Just have a go. Let's see what happens. At the most, you lose the game. At least your intent is there. Required run rate is almost 12 and a half now.
Yeah, it's one of the problems when you rely so heavily on 2 guys at the top of the order. If you lose them both, then you're nowhere, aren't you? Just being able to have a little bit more insurance, a little bit more quality throughout the batting lineup means that those 2 guys are not under pressure to score all of the runs all of the time.
Direct hit. Don't think there'll be any trouble. Just the 4 off the over. Power play done. 37 for 3.
Third umpire to director.
We are going to have a look
for run out.
Upstairs.
Can I have your sideways angle, please? Bat grounded before the bail's off. Ready to make my decision.
M&U French perfume sprays. No gas. Last 3 times longer. M&U by Golden Pearl.
इस्लामी खैर करंट अकाउंट, सहूलत और सवाब एक साथ। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है। इजी पैसा, इजी है।
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
बैंक इस्लामी वन टच बैंकिंग से करें ट्रांजैक्शंस अपने थंब इंप्रेशन से, वो भी बिना एटीएम कार्ड और चेकबुक के। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
Successful one for England, keeping the score rate down as well as picking up 3 big wickets. come back to the point of impact of middle order finishers in the game, and it becomes that much more difficult to evaluate because it's a two-edged sword for them, or sort of catch-22, where you have to come in at stages where you might have rebuilding to do when you've suddenly lost quick wickets, or you're also tasked with finishing off at the end with just a few overs left. They've called for 2.
England were in their power play 57 for 2. So they lost 2 wickets in 5 overs, and then they went on 102 in 10 overs with 3 wickets down. So that was the attitude they had. They're just going with it. That's T20 format. There's no point taking the game till the end unnecessarily.
Big difference, whereas is that England's middle order consists of players who all have strike rates in the 140s and sometimes 150s and above. And yet, well, we saw Khushdil comes out to the crease here with the team in deep trouble. His strike rate in his short career so far is just 111.
Yeah, the ball not going anywhere from Pakistan's batters at the moment.
We've seen Brook and we have seen Malan and Duckett. They were just playing the shots, and look at the strike rate. Asif, yes, 137, Nawaz 129, and Shadab 137. So today is the day that one of them, at least one of them, got to 70, either Shan or Khushdil, but they got to start now. Almost 30 run over required.
Unlike openers, when they come out, they pretty much walk into the same situation every game, knowing they've got the 6 overs of power play, knowing they've got the opening bowlers to face, got the hard new ball to score off. They've got plenty of gaps to pick for. For the middle order, slightly different, and Pakistan's middle order seems to be one step behind in both.
Hey, yeah, Russia.
Great start from Adil Rashid, just the 4 of it. 7 done, 41 for 3.
गोल्डन पर्ल ब्यूटी क्रीम, हुस्न जाना की तारीफ मुमकिन नहीं।
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
M&U French perfume sprays. No gas. Last 3 times longer. M&U by Golden Pearl.
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है। इजी पैसा, इजी है।
2 left-handers there. Get the off spinner in.
Moeen!
Big shout for 2. Comfortable in the end. Malan was exceptional earlier on. I thought they just missed the mark with bowling to him. Bowled quite well to him the other day, where it was just marginally outside off stump. Good length. Tonight I thought there was a lot of in the slot bowling or leg side where he easily picked them off and timed them beautifully off cover.
Crowd just starting to get on the backs of Khushdil and Shan now. Raw went up and that ball was patted back to the bowler. I'm not sure they're going to like the tickle round the corner much either.
A difficult one for the Pakistani batters. It's the series decider. They are in a very difficult situation. The asking run rate just over 13. Matter of still go hard and try and get as many as quickly as possible down the wicket. A big hoik across the line straight to the fielder. A matter of getting them quick, and doesn't matter if you still get out, trying to chase them, because that's the intent that's required in the T20 game. or a matter of just trying to stay in the middle and score some runs? Well, that one's for me, sensitive, free moment, because life is indeed...
Definitely for you, Aruj. Another good delivery, good effort by the skipper, Moeen Ali. Required run rate 13.5, and Pakistan were chasing. .210, and they are 45 for 3, and that 8 overs gone. 45 for 3, 46 for 3.
Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है, इजी पैसा, इजी है।
He has been scored in last 3 overs, and reverse sweep straight to the fielder there by Khushdil. They need a boundary at least an over from now onwards. Required run rate is almost 14 and over, maybe 2 boundaries. They gotta take a risk.
Yeah, it just comes back to the point where you just almost feel like you still go hard here no matter what you end up with.
It's just snuck underneath or between the legs of Shah and Masood. It's a notional stumping chance for Salt. I think you're right. I mean, both of you are making exactly the right point. It's also good practice, you know. Even if you fall short by 40 or 50, it doesn't matter. Get used to the idea of being able to go along and score at 10s, 11s, 12s. Because you're going to have to do it. You have to do it to win tournaments. I have to give England a bit of credit for the way they bowled at the top. I mean, the one encouragement that you have playing against Pakistan, if you put a big score on the board, as you know, you get one of Babar and Rizwan out, then you've opened the game up for yourselves. And
he's gone for it and clears the boundary comfortably. Shan Masood into the attack. First 6 off the Pakistan innings. Also brings up Pakistan's 50.
Much needed boundary from Shan Masood. He was a googly, picked it up and got the maximum.
Tell you what, that's quite a strike considering he hit the ground before he hit the ball. But yeah, more of that intent, please.
Another call for 2. Yeah, Butch, England will surely be mighty pleased with this effort. They've gone with the ploy of rotating their players. They haven't necessarily played their full strength side by any stretch of imagination. And yet to come up with performances like this, it'll probably what looks like will be another thumping victory to clinch the series.
Yeah, and that new ball partnership of Woakes and Topley, I think, as well, will be one that they'll be mighty pleased with. Big over for Pakistan, the biggest of their innings so far, 13 from it, 59 for 3.
Let's one expert, pump it up. Let's one expert, play your job. Let's one expert, guess it right. We are gonna win tonight. Let's one expert, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's one expert, whoa, whoa, whoa. We are gonna win tonight.
बैंक इस्लामी वन टच बैंकिंग से करें ट्रांजैक्शंस अपने थंब इम्प्रेशन से, वो भी बिना एटीएम कार्ड और चेक बुक के। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
Curran to replace Moeen now. He's been good, he's been skiddy, he's been good with the short ones. Doesn't bowl with a lot of pace but deceives a lot of batters. Seems to come on a little bit quicker than they expect.
Very useful cricketer. Another slow delivery straight to the fielder at third man. And good little variation, subtle variation he does. And sometimes he bowls this odd bouncer that surprises the batsman. There was a back of a hand slow ball and short. He didn't bowl it full.
Yeah, Sam Curran in the England's T20 World Cup squad. He'll be vying for sort of spots with the likes of Woakes and maybe even Moeen Ali, depending on what the surfaces are like. England have got a lot of really good options of genuine all-rounders. Sam Curran very rarely lets England down when he plays, and of course he can fulfill many different roles, and you probably wouldn't ideally have him with the new ball in hand, but he can do that. Does a really good job through the middle, can bowl at the death also, and England have used him as a striker when spin bowlers are on at the back end of innings as well. They'll send him out there and get him to go and take the spinners down. He is very good at that, so just a terrific all-round cricketer.
England seem to be blessed with a few terrific cricketers at the moment going around.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Pakistan at the moment would swap somebody like Ben Duckett in a heartbeat, wouldn't they? Ben Duckett hasn't made England's T20 World Cup squad.
Offer is there, Butch.
But we'll have to check the passports after we've had our tep-out tea. Steaming hot chai and a look through the passports of Rouge.
Should get the two of you down there for a Tafal cup of tea. Has he connected that? Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Much needed boundary. Took a couple of steps down the wicket and took the attack on. Pakistan needs a lot more of those. The boundary count now up to 7.
Yeah, the leg cutter slow ball, he picked it up early. Khushdil Shah played it between extra cover and mid wicket for his boundary. He's going to run a ball, 15 off 15 after this boundary.
The other thing I'd like to see Pakistan do is be a little bit flexible with their batting order. Sometimes it just takes 12, 13 ball 30 to put you ahead of the game. Even a big run chase like this, a quick fire 30 from somebody like a Shadab could just change the dynamic, give you a little bit more belief that you can still chase this down. At the moment, that equation looking very bleak for Pakistan. 144 just of the 61. Comfortable too in the end to end that over. 11 off it. Pakistan 68 for 3.
Now shop, dine and travel with the convenience and luxury of Bank Islami debit MasterCards. Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है. इजी पैसा, इजी है.
Hello Hair, Egg Protein Shampoo Plus Conditioner. Meet the new you.
दिल तो चाह रहा है इसको घुमा घुमा के लेकिन तू टेंशन न ले, हवा आने दे.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स. अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात.
French perfume sprays. No gas. Last 3 times longer. M&U by Golden Pearl.
बैंक इस्लामी वन टच बैंकिंग से करें ट्रांजैक्शंस अपने थंब इम्प्रेशन से, वो भी बिना एटीएम कार्ड और चेक बुक के। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 पेमेंट्स ऐप से पैसे बनाते रहना इजी है। इजी पैसा, इजी है।
नीम और टी ट्री ऑयल का डुअल एक्शन पिंपल्स हटाए और स्किन को एक्सफोलिएट करे, लीविंग द स्किन परफेक्टली स्मूथ। गोल्डन पर्ल एक्टिव नीम फेस वॉश, लव योर स्किन।
Well, drinks have been taken. The super stoppers have been on to take off what dew they can. And we have 10 overs left of this second innings of the final game. 10 overs left of the series. The target is 210 after England's 209 for 3 early in the evening. 68 for 3. Run rate required now, 14.2. And he'll Rashid to bowl his third over.
Yeah, miraculous effort is required to get over the line. It's becoming impossible for the Pakistani batters to deal with the situation. But hats off to the capacity crowd, still enjoying themselves, even though the Pakistan team is struggling.
That was hit pretty hard by Shan, Masood. There's a smile on the face from Adil Rashid, just hiding the pain maybe.
Yeah, the good thing about it was his own bowling and his own runs that he saved, so didn't hurt that much.
Nicely controlled sweep shot, but just the one.
It just puts into context how well England did bat. They were put into bat, and you thought the pitch would be slightly easier in the evening or when there's a bit of dew around, but they batted superbly to get to over 200. And now it looks quite difficult to get the ball off the square, and obviously early wickets did help, but even after that the control has been with England.
It has been dinned into their ears that the Pakistani team is very unpredictable, but they have become predictable. You remove the openers and that's it.
Well, very lucky still to have you here then, unless this is a recording. Well, I said a little earlier, it does give someone else a chance, doesn't it? Chipped away. There must be one again, though. 71 for 3.
इस्लामी खैर करंट अकाउंट, सहूलत और सवाब एक साथ। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
England in the sense that all-out approach worked very nicely this evening with, the players that were allowed to bat, all of them got on with it. You had that blistering start from Salt and Hales, but the pace never dropped with Malan and Duckett and Brook. I'm just getting the same feeling as you were talking about just now, Ahmed. There are shots going on out there, but the timing's not quite right. The ball seems to be harder to locate than it was earlier in the day. The gaps are closing.
Even after those 2 wickets they lost in 1 over, England were able to just be, I wouldn't say patient, but they gave themselves a little bit of time. Very little, but they gave themselves a little bit of time and then sort of got into the innings and went hard again. But they were smart in that little period where Pakistan were back in the game in the power play.
Well, they're looking for the gaps, not finding them, not finding the timing. Need a bit of extra something from somewhere. Maybe this could be the answer. The Osaka charge contest. Just go to the Facebook page, like the page, answer a simple question from the Osaka charge contest, and get that chance to win a special prize. England will be very happy with the way this is going at the moment. Between them, the bowlers have managed to restrict the scoring shots to largely 1s and 2s. Seeing the odd big shot. Angle just slightly down the leg side. Big swing, but nothing much for it.
Yeah, look at the required run rate over 16 now, and still the approach. Yes, they're trying to hit it, but you still think you've got to try even harder. You have to take a chance now. It's now or never. It's 16.2 the required run rate, so you need boundaries, you need them quickly, and you need to take a huge risk starting right now.
Just to be honest and to be fair to the Pakistani batters, they've tried everything, but the bowling has been absolutely brilliant. They have landed the ball in the right areas consistently, haven't allowed the batsmen to free their arms. Right from the very beginning of England, batters were really good, and then backed up with some quality bowling. Yes, there was a weak moment when the catch was dropped. Other than that, been brilliant in this game.
Well, they have found the boundary. Shah Masood has found the boundary this time. Not quite how it was intended. 80 for 3.
Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
Let's one expert. Let's one expert. Pay your job. Let's one expert. Guess it right. We are gonna win tonight. Let's one expert. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's one expert. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We are gonna win tonight.
Through their bowling, need a miracle with the bat. Need something really, really special.
Now that has got the distance. Khushdil has found space in the air. He's found space behind the boundary. 73rd 6 of the series, and it's also a 50 partnership.
Yeah, that touchdown from the bat suggested that this ball is going to go over the boundary line. 6 number 2 for Khushdil. Beg your pardon, first 6 of his bat.
Well, he's appealed, has Phil Salt. He's given the wide and he's given it out, which is interesting. And now he's going to think about it.
Third umpire to director. We have a player review for caught behind. Original decision is out. I have checked front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can I have a spin vision, please? Ball is close to the bat. Let's confirm with the ultra edge. Keep rolling, keep rolling. Yeah, roll it back. Now roll it forward and freeze the replay when ball next to the bat. Yes, there is a spike when ball next to the bat. Go back to the on field. SN, you can stay with your original decision. Out. Let you know when you screen. You're on screen now.
Well, we'll see the final decision made here. Hassan Raza had to go very quickly from signalling wide to signalling out. Phil Salt knew exactly what had happened, as did Khushdil, I'm sure. I can understand the initial decision because that would have been a tiny little nick, maybe inaudible to the umpire at the non-striker's end. But Khushdil Shah is out for 27, 86 for 4.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
इस्लामी खैर करंट अकाउंट, सहूलत और सवाब एक साथ। बैंक इस्लामी, सर्विंग यू द राइट वे।
Asif Ali, the new batsman. It's a googly first up and defends.
Thin edge. You do feel in your hands, don't you, once you nick the ball? Oh, what a delivery that was. That one spun.
Yeah, first the googly, then the genuine leg spinner. He's probably waiting for that ball just to slide on. Brilliant.
Oh, that is pretty straight. It is the googly again, and it might just be going down leg side, which is what Adil Rashid seems to be implying by that gesture there. But it's beautifully bowled, isn't it? A googly, the big turning leg break, followed by yet another googly. There he goes, out the back of the hand, and it's turned just a little bit too much. Lovely over to finish with for Adil Rashid. 1 for 25 for him. Pakistan 86 for 4.
Now shop, dine and travel with the convenience and luxury of Bank Islami debit MasterCards. Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
Well, Shan Masood, not quite an absolutely lone hand, but between this top 5 or 6 for Pakistan, we haven't seen enough boundaries from them, haven't seen the pace kept up at all. They've lost too many wickets, of absolutely zero momentum. And whisper it if you like, but the asking rate has gone up to over 18s now, so let's just put it this way, 3 sixes and over, and you're still vaguely up with the rate. In fact, you're just behind the rate, but you might get a 1 as well.
Well, that is the reason why Asif Ali has been selected to play for Pakistan. His ability to hit sixes. He hits 146 sixes every day while practicing.
Well, he doesn't need all of those tonight, but let's call wide again. How does he hit in the series? There's a question for you, I wonder. It's time for another cup of tea with the Tapal Tea Lounge. How good that's been throughout the series. It's just a constant scene of gentle relaxation and repose.
I think it was Butch who made the point that the advantage of bowling second is that you know what the first team did well in terms of how to bowl on a particular pitch, and I think England have learned really quickly the slow ones into the game straight away, and also bowling it into the pitch. Most of the slow ones have been slightly short of a length, and that's probably the way to go. We saw Rauf do really well with that slow one. He's got an exceptional slow one anyway, but even Hasnain, a couple of times when he bowled that slow one into the pitch, it was effective.
Well, we're talking, Amil, about Asif Ali, the 6-hitter. What was it again? How many does he hit a day in practice, did you say?
He claims that he hits 146 sixes while practicing.
That's very precise. I mean, doesn't he get bored at 140? I mean, why the extra 6? Why not stop at 125? Why not just settle for a nice 100? More than enough to win the game.
I'll ask him. What's the idea behind it?
The other thing, okay, just to answer the question, we've had the answer to the question, how many sixes has he actually hit in the series? Over to you.
2, I think, just the 2.
Oh, yes.
But in the end, those 2 won the game, didn't they? Pakistan scraped through in that game in Karachi.
Well, it's just a push down the ground for 1. The asking rate rises yet again. It's now 3 sixes and over, plus a 1 and half a run, just under half a run, which means one of them's run out, which puts further pressure on the next batsman. Well, still trying is Shan Masood. But the bowling has basically outthought Pakistan a lot of the time. 14 overs gone, 92 for 4. Ongoing, it says, but I think we know pretty much where it is going to go.
Where?
Chris Woakes has bowled 2 overs so far, 1 for 12. Got the key wicket of Babar Azam earlier on with a beautifully disguised, slightly slower delivery. That was the perfect start for England with the ball.
Pace off again, and no timing throughout these 14.1 overs for Pakistan. And it's time for some Sensodyne sensitivity free moment, because life's too short for sensitivity.
Yeah, if you want to enjoy delicacies in life, do not let sensitivity get in the way.
Well, a full toss is dispatched. Not what Chris Woakes intended at all. Yep, the enthusiasm in the crowd is still very much there.
It seems like they have a definitive plan against Asif. They're looking to bowl full, they're looking to bowl straight. It requires a bit of room outside the off stump to swing his arms, to be able to hit those sixes.
Well, the thing with Asif, the thing with him is that he loves to get deep in the crease, and England will know that, so they're trying to get it as full as they can to negate that tactic. Even he, it seems, is struggling tonight to get the full blade on the ball, to get the full power behind the shot. Early days, obviously, for him, when he faced 8 balls. Normally speaking, they can hit one within the first couple, can't he?
It's just a situation here, well, in all intents and purposes, the game has gone. But on an individual sense, Asif and Shan can almost make up a target in their head to get to this many runs per over, or get to this target now, just to make themselves feel that they're ready for that bigger challenge up ahead.
Yeah, I'm with you, Bazid. Pakistani middle order hasn't challenged themselves. That's why we have seen them struggling. Highlight of the series for you, David?
Bit of a surprise question at this stage. Well, it's gone straight down the throat of Reece Topley at deep square leg. So Asif Ali's tally of 6s in this tournament, the series remains at 2. It's a disconsolate looking man who leaves the field for the last time in this series. But for England, the short ball has worked again on this pitch here in Qaddafi Stadium. For Woakes, it's both short and pace off. It was the pace off that made the difference, because Asif Ali was largely through the shot, came on right off the toe of the bat, still carried to Topley. Thank you very much, says Chris Woakes. That's more like it. So Asif Ali gone. 7 to his name. Pakistan 99 for 5.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए WhatsApp नॉन-स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
Next in, Mohammad Nawaz has one ball to face at the end of this Chris Woakes over. Woakes' figure, or figures, now 2 for 19, 19 for 2, take your pick. Nice shot to open the account. Just the one though, exactly 100 for 5.
इस्लामी खैर करंट अकाउंट, सहूलत और सवाब एक साथ. बैंक इस्लामी, serving you the right way.
That's what I have to do. Center, please. Center.
Chris Woakes has enjoyed a good return to the team. Picked up the big wicket of Babar Azam with a slower ball during the power play with the brand new ball. And has figures of 2 for 20 from his 3. It's David Willey now. Heaved into the leg side. There is a man out there, but it'll go one bounce into his bread basket. Well, the equation for Pakistan is not a pretty one. The run rate required is 22.5. They need another 109 runs from 4.5 overs. But there is some good news. For every wicket, 50,000 rupees will go towards flood relief efforts. But even better than that, we've got Wasim and Waka in for the last time in the series.
That's the best news we've seen so far. 50,000 to flood victims, and today when Pakistan came out to bat, I think they thought that match was finished when Babar and Rizwan departed in second over, and from then onwards I don't mind any team losing as long as they go for it, try it. You can't take the game long because you're requiring, now required rate is 23 runs per over. Half the stadium is empty, people have gone.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure there's many people watching that would disagree with that. You're T20 cricket, you're better off going down in a blaze of glory than going out with a whimper. And this, when you look at the way that this series has gone, the 6 matches preceding this has been a disappointing finish.
Well, once again, the intent was missing. You are going to lose 2 early wickets or maybe 3 early wickets. You've got to keep going. There's no point just hanging in there while you know that you're going to lose. And that's why the criticism is going to come, because crowd is left. Nobody likes the approach, the way Pakistan approached this game. Too many dot deliveries, not enough boundaries. Gave up very, very early in the game.
In the air, Malan tracks back but won't get there. Well, as you said while we were off air, after a couple of wickets went down, the 2 big wickets anyway, you said, you watch, we're going to have some batting practice here, and I laughed.
Unfortunately, my gut feeling was saying that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to take the game deep. What's the point of taking the game deep? Okay, if you're chasing 160, 150, I can understand that. But chasing 210, taking the game deep, that's not going to work. Just go out all guns blazing, lose by 10 overs to go, that'd be fine. And now, that doesn't matter how many boundaries you can hit, it's not going to happen. Required run rate is 26, 16 gone, 107 for 5.
Now shop, dine and travel with the convenience and luxury of Bank Islami debit Mastercards. Bank Islami, serving you the right way.
It's a kind of magic.
We've had some exceptional death bowling from Harris Rauf. There have been positives for Pakistan, despite today.
No doubt there have been positives, but 3 each back house last game, and that's what I said at the pre-game show, that Pakistan have won the toss. The whole crowd erupted, the whole stadium erupted, and I said, hang on a minute. England are here to bat first. If they get to 200, even with Dew, it's kind of impossible to get to 210. With the England bowling, now they realize Pakistan middle order is weak, and we should admit it is, and do something about it for the World Cup. Khushdil Shah got fair run with 4 innings in this series. He scored 63 runs with a strike rate of 113. So performance like this is not going to take you a long way.
Well, no point talking on this game right now, but we can talk about, as you say, but how this series went. It was a pretty good one, actually, to be honest. 3-all coming into the final. Pakistan didn't do very bad, but yeah, before the series started, we all were talking about the middle order, and we're all hoping that they will come good. Opportunities were provided. A lot of criticism on the management because all the media was after that. They're not really scoring runs, starting from number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, anyone. Nobody has really scored any run to even mention.
When the 2 wickets were down, Pakistan in first 2 overs, if I was Babar, I would have sent the message in to Khushdil and Shan, go after it. Let's go for the glory. If we lose in the process, that'll be fine. I'll support you. And coaches can only give you a plan. They can't play for you, Vicky.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've been part of the management. I've been part of the coaching. It gets very, very hard at times. This was a beautiful delivery. First, Babar gone in the very first over, and then Rizwan got a beauty from top play. It was a beautiful delivery. Sight to watch. And then, since then, it's all downhill. I'm sure they're very disappointed. Well, the big highlights is Harris Rauf, I guess, the way he is bowled throughout the series.
Yeah, he has been quite superb. And if Pakistan have had a sniff having put runs on the board, then he is certainly somebody in the Pakistan ranks that can win you games with the ball. It's interesting to me because the media, whether it be us in commentary or the written media, wherever it might come from, everyone has their opinions, but it's very rare that they will follow up or keep going on about a story if there isn't an element of truth in it. Now, I think what's been proven here is that when people were talking about being worried about Pakistan's middle order, they weren't picking on people. It's a fact, isn't it? And the series has borne that out, really. Or at least the series end has borne that out. And it's tough, you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. If you don't have the players to call upon to replace the guys that are in there at the moment, then it's all very well sort of having a go at these fellas, but come up with some alternatives. Give them game time and allow them to develop.
And this middle order got a fair run. Since the beautiful shot, it'll be boundary. So 94 required of 18 balls, 17 gone, 116 for 5. had a fair go. So now do we have these are the best we have. I suppose people are discussing Shoaib Malik and then of course Azam Khan. Nobody will pick you. Fair call.
And do you agree with that? I mean, you know, the players now will earn their money and go off around the world and play in different tournaments. Do you think the players have to play in the PSL in order to make themselves available to play for Pakistan?
Not PSL, the National T20 has.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. National T20, yes, I suppose so. You got to take that T20, National T20 seriously. That's where if you perform, you'll get picked up straight away.
Well, I'm all for guys playing in different leagues. I mean, that's their bread and butter. They should go and play those leagues.
Shot. That's crunched over extra cover by Shah Masood. He's been another bright spot for Pakistan.
But for me, if you're not playing national T20 cricket, I think you should not be picked. It's very simple. I mean, that means you're giving preference to money over the national duties. So that's where we pick our youngsters or whoever we pick. That's why the name of Shoaib Malik and Haris Sohail is floating around. Azam Khan did not play in the national T20.
Yeah, exactly. He did well in CPL, but that was CPL. We wanted him here for this national T20. This should be a learning curve for Azam Khan. That national duty is more important. He's young, he'll make money eventually in different leagues. But this was for the World Cup as well, Butch. Imagine how big an occasion is to represent your country in a World Cup.
Yeah, good points, well made. And that's what it means to cricket fans here. They've really hated seeing their team go down in this fashion. And I think, as the two legends with me have said quite coherently, that any team can be outplayed on the day in T20 cricket. That's what makes it such a compelling format. But not going for the win, not trying everything you possibly can to try and win the game is perhaps a little bit too much for some in the crowd to take.
People of Pakistan, the cricket lovers in Pakistan, they understand cricket and they know if the team is going for it and if they lose in a process, they be fine. They would have been happy. But one-sided game where you're not even trying to win the game is definitely going to hurt us.
Well, there's the Pakistan World Cup squad. Back as a man in the reserves there. Mohammad Haris, who played in the last game of Friday, wicket-keeper batter. Somebody like Iftikhar would perhaps be missed in this side, his big hitting exploits. Just while we were talking there, Shah Masood has gone past 50, his second in T20 cricket, second in this series.
Which he has done well, Shan. He is
Third umpire to director. We have a player review for caught behind. Original decision is not out. I have checked front foot and it's a fair delivery. Can I have a front on spin vision, please? Ball is close to the bat. Let's confirm with Aldridge. I can see a gap between bat and ball. Satisfied? No bat involved. You can go back to the on-field umpire, Asif. Asif, you can stay with your original decision. Not out. You are on screen now.
Yeah, so once the review was deemed not to have hit the bat, then the delivery signalled wide down the leg side. So Shan has 50 from 38. And short ball, Sam Curran with the cover out there on the leg side, just asking Shah Masood to hit the ball towards where he has the strongest field.
Forget about the game, Butch. Tell me, how was your time coming here and enjoying this cricket as well as off-field activities?
And how was the dinner last night?
Yeah, dinner was magnificent down in the old part of town. Some wonderful views, beautifully atmospheric part of the city. Oh, that's been hit out to Chris Woakes, who makes no mistake. Sam Curran has another wicket, or his first, in fact, this evening. But another wicket in this series, and another wicket in the series taken with the short ball. He said that he was bowling back of a length and shorter in order to get the batters to hit towards the leg side of the field. 75 metres, that boundary out there. And Nawaz didn't get all of it, but Chris Woakes did. Another one bites the dust.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
Everyone, thank you guys. Hoping to see you very
Mohammad Azam is the new man in, and he drills his first ball down the ground. That's a bit more like it. Boundary off his first ball.
Definitely late for this, but again, yes, right in the slot, played it straight, and a boundary on a first ball. Great effort by the ground staff, so well done, guys. Congratulations, you did a great job as always.
No, it's been great to be back in Pakistan, Wiki. To answer your question, you're off, aren't you, this evening? You're off to New Zealand?
Gotta go home first, mate.
How long for home? 1 day?
A couple of days.
And then
home.
New Zealand.
129 for 6. Home Sydney, right?
Yep. I'm gonna go flying out tonight with the team. I think Pakistan team flying.
दिल तो चाह रहा है इसको घुमा घुमा के, लेकिन तू टेंशन न ले, हवा आने दे।
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
Have a bit of fun with Naseem bhai on that show we do for the World Cup, the Pavilion.
Yeah, the hard-working crew who have brought the pictures to you wherever you may be watching around the world. They won't be leaving quite as soon as you, Wiki. They'll have to de-rig all the cameras before they can get a flyer. But safe travels to you. Safe travels to the Pakistan team. Woakes into the attack for the last time. What about you, Waz? What's the future hold? Immediate future?
I'm back to Karachi tomorrow. Home is Karachi now. I'm originally from Lahore, and then of course we've got a couple of things coming up, and then the World Cup starts. So we'll be doing the World Cup from A Sports from Karachi. Me, Waqar, Misbah, and Shoaib Malik is there. So
if Shoaib Malik's not in the squad, how old Shoaib now?
I think he's old enough.
Full toss on the hip of Wazim.
And what about you, Butch? When are you flying out, or are you going to stay here for a couple of? You like it here, don't you?
I do, yeah. But I'm off. I'm off early tomorrow morning, back to London, and then I've got a bit of time off for the first time since January. So, but it has been a real pleasure to be back here in Pakistan, and hopefully this will signal the start of many more England tours. Of course, the Test team will be back in December. Mike Atherton and Nasser Hussain will be joining the comms team here.
I mean, the big boys are coming to Pakistan.
Got the big boys. The party animals are coming out.
You'll be in the studio there, back home.
Yeah, I've got the 3 a.m. call shift back in Isleworth, but it's good. I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. It's been a long time since England have played Test match cricket down here. I never played Test match cricket here, so it's one of the only. Well, here in Zimbabwe, the only two places I never played a Test. So looking forward to the series, as I'm sure England's team are. And England, of course, with this new brand of cricket that they're playing under Ben Stokes. That'll be 4. Shan finds the gap on the way down to the third man boundary. He continues to make a good case for himself in the top order for Pakistan in T20s.
Well, I'm not sure how he's going to rate this inning, but of course runs are runs under your belt and give him confidence. Got 50 earlier also in the series, so he's the one man who will be just getting that spot, maybe number 3 or number 4.
Credit to Shan, he got runs at number 3 and number 4, and he's an opener, so that's a big deal. But you opened the innings. Imagine if you played this format, it must have been difficult coming at number 4.
In the air, Adil Rashid, a little bit of magic from the leg spinner, diving away to his right. It's a really good grab. That's the end of Shan Masood. He'll take that 56 back to the dressing room. But Adil Rashid has pulled off a little stunner there.
Well, wicket on the last ball of his spell. Chris Woakes, who's been superb throughout this evening. Bowled really well with the new ball, and when he's been asked to come with the older ball at death, he's again picking a wicket. That's his 3rd wicket of the evening. 19 gone, 135 for 7, and well played Shan Masood. 56 of 43.
सिर्फ ₹1 में पूरे महीने के लिए व्हाट्सएप नॉन स्टॉप चैटिंग, कॉलिंग और वॉइस नोट्स। अब ये हुई ना कम में मोर से ज्यादा फायदे की बात।
It's a kind of magic.
Knocked him over. That's emphatic. It's almost as emphatic as this victory for England. The series has been tight, real close, nip and tuck up until now, but England showing their class here in match 7.
Series been good, but not the right end, not the end the crowd was looking for. Crowd's been really, really great. Wanted to be a little bit more innovative. Mohammad Wasim, and just losing his off stump. There's 8 wicket gone in the 20th over. It's 135 for 8.
crunched away. Chris Woakes with the old-fashioned boot. He's had a good night, Chris Woakes. His little audition, his fitness test has gone well. 3 for 26 for Woakes. Here's the end of Mohammad Wazim, who's had his off-stump detonated by David Willey.
Too late for Wasim to do anything, so he tried. At least he tried. He gave it a go.
Yeah, that'll please him. Hasn't played international cricket since March. Chris Woakes missed the entirety of the English summer. And that's gone way up in the air. Now, can somebody catch a skyer here at Qaddafi Stadium? Perhaps best it landed way clear of everybody.
I don't think anybody gave it a try. They saw earlier, few of them went down and they didn't push themselves to get under it. They know that this game has been won, so don't have to really take a risk of catching that. That was in the air for a long time. Yeah, just chuck it back to me.
Wide. Willey will have to go back and bowl that one again. 3 deliveries left then. 139 for 8. We haven't seen Shadab out there batting. Apparently we haven't been given the full details, but he strained something whilst out in the field or bowling, so he hasn't come out to bat. Rauf is the man facing up right now.
Well, I hope Shadab is okay, because in the past he has struggled with quad muscle and with his hamstring also. And if he has pulled something of that kind, that's not going to be a good news for Pakistan. Just around the corner from the World Cup. So his presence is going to be very, very crucial.
Okay, well, mercifully, there is the one delivery left. Pakistan 140 for 8. They're going to end up somewhere around 70 runs shy of the target set by England. Pakistan winning the toss, inserting England here on a used pitch that played fantastically well, in truth, first innings. And England's batting lineup just went through the gears, all of them high gear, to put 210 on the board. Ball is in the air over the head of Moeen Ali on the way towards the extra cover boundary. Chris Woakes will clean up. There'll be a couple of runs to finish things off. England have inflicted Pakistan's 4th biggest defeat in terms of runs in this, the decider. It's a 7-match series. It's been a lot of drama. There have been a lot of memories made and shared here in Pakistan over the course of the matches in Karachi and Lahore. The spirit between the two teams has been excellent. The crowds have come out in their droves to watch this spectacle, and until today it had been a spectacle. The matches were excellently contested, but in the final analysis, England, when it mattered the most, when it was winner take all, they put their foot down and left Pakistan for dust in the final match, Game 7. A lot to think about, a lot to talk about from the think tank of Pakistan, including skipper Babar. Perhaps top of the agenda will be how to get more runs out of people who aren't called Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan. But for England, it's been a very worthwhile exercise, not least because it's been 17 years since an England team has been back here in Pakistan. They've represented their country well. They've enjoyed the hospitality offered them here in Pakistan, and they have also gone home with a series victory.
Moeen and his men are very clinical tonight. They lost the toss and they batted well. They batted really well from the word go. They put Pakistan under serious pressure from a very first over, and then when they came out to bowl, they bowled beautifully. No real pace, but they had the method, they had the plans, and they executed it beautifully. Babar and company will be very disappointed.
Yeah, what a complete performance from England here today with this final T20 against Pakistan. England scoring 209, Pakistan needed 210 to win. In reply, Pakistan just bungled out 142 for 8. Highest scorer, Shan Masood, 56 of 43. There was no intent from any batter. Once the Babar was gone, Rizwan was gone in first 2 overs, game over for Pakistan. Highest partnership between Khushdil and Shan, 53 of 43. And that was the highlight of Pakistan batting. But in general, England outplayed Pakistan in every aspect of this game today.
Well, when you're chasing such a big total, you do need big partnerships, and Pakistan could not produce any decent partnership. Bowling were outstanding. Woakes with a new ball, picking up Babar Azam's wicket with a beautiful delivery, end up picking up 3. Tople picked up Rizwan in the beginning. That was a massive wicket. Willey, Rashid, Moeen, everyone among the wickets. So this is how it all panned out. Pakistan winning the toss, asking England to bat first, and they batted really well. They batted beautifully. Pakistan only managed 142, and they lost their 8 wickets, losing the game by 67 runs. And this series to England 4-3. Let's visit the highlights. Babar Azam and Rizwan came to open the inning, and Babar was gone early. Excellent bowling by Woakes, and this was a beauty. I really enjoyed watching that delivery from Tople. He's a left arm, he's a quick bowler, and then swung the ball beautifully. Shan Masood kept on moving the scorecard. There were a few drop catches in the evening. Not only Pakistan drop catches, even England struggled to hold on to the cricket ball. Iftikhar tried his best, but he perished after that slower bouncer. Khushdil hit few sixes, but he was never enough. Pakistan needed to hit regular boundaries. Only 12 fours and 2 sixes were hit. Comparison to England hit 18 fours and 8 sixes. So that's where the game was lost. Mohammad Asif once again hitting the ball straight into the man at square leg. Batted quite nicely, Shan Masood, but couldn't really take Pakistan over the line because the target was way too big. In his own way, just trying to play the ball onto the third man. And this was Mohammad losing his stumps. Pakistan kept on losing wickets at the regular interval and couldn't really keep up with the run rate which was required in this game. And this is how the series finished. It was a 7-game series. It was very well fought series till the final game, which England dominated throughout the evening. We'll take a little breather now, and we'll come back with the presentation.
खड़े तुमसे ही तो सीखा है मैंने किस तरह से जीना है मैंने हर मुश्किल को पीना है हाँ हर मुश्किल को पीना है मैंने तो अगर मगर छोड़ो क्या मेरी खता है ऐसे सोचने में कि बैर तो आजाद है हथकड़ी ही नहीं थी कभी भी इस ख्वाब पे जिंदगी से बचने का ये ख्वाब ही इलाज है हर कोई हमें कहने राजा छोड़ता क्यों नहीं है ज़माना इसलिए तो मैं तुझे कहूँ आजा लेके नया अफसाना आजा आजा गुम हो जाए हम आजा आजा गुम हो जाए हम आजा आजा गुम हो जाए
भाईजान याद है आप लोगों को जब 92 में वर्ल्ड कप जीते थे तो आप लोग ही तो थे जिन्होंने मुझे ट्रक पे चढ़ाया था।
मैं आज तक तेरा चेहरा नहीं भूला, वाकई अलग ही जोश था।
हेलो वसीम भाई।
खुशी भी ऐसे किथे?
फखरे आलम की कॉल आई थी, बोला शो करना है।
ऐसे आजा।
हेलो बहन, मिसबा दा मैसेज भी आ गया है, मैं तुम फॉरवर्ड कर रहे हैं।
वसीम भाई जरा टीवी पे तो चलाएं वीडियो मैसेज।
एक सेकंड, बड़ा हाईटेक हो गया हूँ। ये ले, वो देख।
वकार भाई, फखर का मैसेज आया था, शो में बुला रहा है, मैं भी जल्द आप लोगों को ज्वाइन करता हूँ।
वाह भाई, ये भी चल पड़ा है। पर फखर कितने हैं, उनसे कॉल मिलाओ।
एक सेकंड, मैं अभी करता हूँ सर कॉल।
ओए, ऐसे क्या कर रहे हैं?
अरे कुछ नहीं भाई, जहाज उड़ाने जा रहा हूँ।
बहुत अच्छे, हमारी यहाँ नींदें उड़ा के आप जहाज उड़ा रहे हो, जल्दी आओ।
लो जी, मसला ही कोई नहीं, लो फिर मैं पहुंचा पाकिस्तान।
हम सब तैयार हैं फॉर द बिगेस्ट क्रिकेट शो, द पवेलियन, ओनली ऑन ए स्पोर्ट्स।
Watch live on A Sports, Pakistan's first HD sports channel. Watch FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup 2022 from October 11th to 30th. Live on A Sports, Pakistan's first HD sports channel. For free HD live streaming, download AR